Hey guys, it's JD from Mr. Critical. How are we doing today? Tonight, where we're at in the world. It's D&D After Dark. So let's do it. All right, guys. So I want to thank some of you guys for tuning in. Cujo, you're awesome. Thanks. Rod, thank you for joining. So guys, what do we want to talk about tonight? I got my books right here. You want to go over some monsters? Oh, what? Oh, and make sure you guys come into the Discord. Everything's in the description below, so feel free to come in. Tabletop Engineers, awesome group. So, all right, guys. So, what do we want to do? Do we want to create a character? Do we want to go get my dice and create a one shot? I do have some. Those Rory story cubes. I got 2 sets of them. We can create a character, create a one shot. How was everybody's Christmas? I believe mine was great. I got to spend it with my family. Best thing about Christmas. Also, got some new books. That's always fun. Let me adjust this real fast. So far I cannot put down Avernus. I have to say that one is probably so far my favorite. I don't know because Joe Manganiello did someone in it, but yeah, I really don't want to go into any spoilers of it, but the artwork is nice. A lot of the story is deep, I do have to say, yeah, it really is. Really, really is. Cujo, Tiamat is rumored to make an appearance in this. Oh, sorry, in shot it. But yeah, you know what? Let's share some artwork. Sorry about the green. I guess I don't get it. As you can tell, woo, some nice artwork. Sorry about that. Green screen. What do you guys think of the new background? I just changed it today. Thanks. Rod actually gave me the idea. But yeah, I actually made the map on Incarnate. Rivers, hey man, thanks for joining me. How you doing? Hey man, your review on the Essential Kit is awesome, dude. I got done watching that right before this. That's good. Cool. Yep. But yeah. Avernus. Yeah. Avernus is a good book. If you didn't watch my videos, the only concern I have about my books, I don't know if it's going to pick it up or not, but the box that they came in, because I took advantage of the 3 for 60 stuff, had a hole. Oh, anytime, man, dude, I have to say, it was probably better than my review. Actually, it was better than my review. I'm just going to say it. That was way better, more planned out and stuff. But yeah, way better than my review of it. But yeah, my box, though, had a hole in it, about half the size of my fist here. Just about like that. And there was some water. But as you can tell, all the corners of them are a little bit damaged. I contacted Amazon. And honestly, they made it right by me. I think this one got it the worst because of this corner right here. I don't know if he's going to pick it up or not, but yeah, Eberron. This one, It was actually, oh my gosh, the races, the new races in it are awesome. Let's go over. Like the Warforge is great. Let me see here. Let's see here. Elves. Let's see. Let's find out what all races. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go over what races are in the Eberron. So, you have your Dragonborn. You have your Dwarves. You have your Elves. Half Elves, Wood Elves, all those. You have your Gnomes. You have your Goblinoids. What did you got? Well, I said half elf, halflings. Khorvra, Khorravra. I think that's how you say that. But don't know. But yeah, I guess that's a race. I really haven't read into too much in that. You got your humans. You got your Cow Esters. You got your orcs and half orcs. You got your shifters, which that seems to be about pretty cool. Really? So it's just not me then? Well, honestly, that is nice to know. What else? Warforge. Yeah, your shifters. I guess they're kind of like beasts or whatever. I've had good luck with Amazon books, not so much when the U.S. Postal delivers them. Yes, I know. I've seen that video. That was a shame that happened to that book, man. Oh God, did they pay up? Did he have insurance on that for you? Honestly, if any of you guys want to join in on the stream, come on in. The link's in the Discord in the StreamYard Live. So, tieflings, you got your tieflings in here. Hopefully next week or so, I'm going to have a camera so that way I can have it facing down. That way you don't have to always look at my ugly face. Then you got your Dragon Marks. I guess Dragon Marks does certain things for certain races, but I've been kind of skimming in it back and forth, but it's been pretty good too. Has some adventures in it, and one of my buddies at work, he picked this book up too, and he's thinking about trying to DM, and I told him go for it. That is awesome. That is just ridiculous that they did that. So hopefully, if I remember right, Canadian Retro is supposed to be sending me a book to complete my 3 core rulebook set for 3.0. Hopefully it doesn't do that. So, what do you guys want to talk about besides the books? Oh, I bet, because those books are pricey. What I've seen is the older the book, the more they are, even on the modulars too. Rod and I was talking earlier today about his video, and that modular that he has is worth quite a bit of money in that video of his. But yeah. Question for you guys. Do you guys put tabs on your books so that way you can find stuff easier? I know all my source books I tabbed them out. Do you guys do that? But so okay. So my my campaign, I do no, but my son does. Okay. Um, Rivers, you run what about? You run what 3.5? You said in your video, right? FR6 is selling. FR6 is selling for over $90 in the condition of mine. That is wow. That is amazing how that is. Okay, so Rivers, you run 3.5. Is that what you started with? Was 3.5? Because I started with 5e, and I went back. No, I'm in studio. Okay, but I don't know. I went back and read the 3.0s, the third edition books, and for I don't know. It was hard gibberish to me. I was like, what? I was just reading the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master Guide, and I compared it to 5e, and wow, 5e is really very newbie friendly. Very newbie friendly. No, AD&D is first. AD&D. Oh, so AD&D's first edition. No, AD&D first. Okay, so you started with Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, first edition. Huh. That is. Let me turn this light. It's like explaining Thaco with you know what, Rod? I want you to explain that to me one day, honestly. I want you to explain that to me one day. By the way, I'm actually taking advantage of the free upgrade for this. Oh, save or die, nerds. You know what? I am a nerd, and I'm proud of it. Nerd for life. I've always been a nerd. Why not? Hate. How are you doing, Hate? How you doing? Hey, Hate, what was your first edition that you played? Let's see. I know, Rod. You played what? Back in the 70s, about a few years after it came out. So you're basically, what do they call it? Gygaxians? A Gygaxian? Ooh, hey, you know what? I think we got somebody. How you doing, Rivers?
Hey, how you doing?
And I'm doing good. You, sir?
I am well. I don't know if I can stay on too long. I got a dog that's pacing. I wanted to just drop in and say hi. And yeah, I started with the first edition AD&D back in 88, 87, something like that. It's been a few years. But yeah,
okay.
the book that John sent me was for my son because we go to conventions and he'll play a game with us. And he gets the Thaco. And it's tough to people that don't play it or didn't start playing with that. But I think it's a neat system, and the guys that I usually play with at the conventions is a very good DM, so it's fun. So but I play 5e. I don't DM it yet, but I still DM 3.5. So
yeah, DM in 5e. Up Save says he 3.5. Yeah, DM in 5e is actually easy, is what I've been told, and that's all I've known is 5e for the past, because that's what I started with. But yeah, it's it's I love it. You know, I've never really played because no one really wanted a DM. Like when I started playing, I started out as the DM. Everybody else was too scared to. So I'm like, okay, fine. I picked up Horde of the Dragon Queen, the starter set, Fandolin, and started from that with the 3 core rule books.
Yeah, it's to me it's an easier system. It's an easier system than what I've played before. So I do enjoy it though. Although I haven't survived a whole lot in that system for
Really?
whatever reason. Yeah, my dice go cold, and I end up failing my death saves. I'm like, geez, you got to be kidding me.
Ooh, Jiminy Christmas. So okay,
Yeah.
so is Death Save something new for 5e?
Yeah, that's definitely something new.
Okay. Okay, because I was wondering about that.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that they've changed and redid,
Mm-hmm.
and it's interesting, but to see how they changed it, to me, I think it's more of a streamlined, easier system for players to begin with. You know, uh, yeah, Thaco Factor saying old school, you had to give a thorough description to theater of the mind. That's true. It was
Yeah.
old school theater of the mind, and we didn't start minis until probably the early '90s. We started with the Ralph Partha lead minis, and
Uh-huh.
then they were lead pewter, whatever. They got away from the lead, but yeah, the minis they have nowadays are really cool, and they're not that bad of a price, I think. Anyway.
No, for the ones I don't 3D print, I actually picked up at a game store. I actually picked up a young red dragon for like $1.99. I priced it online after I picked it up, and it's worth like 30 to $40 in the condition
Yeah,
it's in, a mini. I'm like, holy crap.
yeah, that's a good deal then.
Yeah, well, I picked up a Tiefling sorcerer and I painted them and stuff for like $5 for 2. So I figured that's not bad.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna have to jump off of here. Thanks for having me, though. I really appreciate it.
Hey, you know what? Thanks for coming in. Hey, make sure you guys subscribe to Rivers. Give him the links below. Check him out. His videos are awesome.
Well,
And
thank you,
dude,
sir.
your like I said, your review on it's intricate, way better than mine. Honestly, I just got mine. I just put it out. I'm like, dude, this is awesome, because I was reading it in the car at home. But yeah, yours is way more thought out than mine.
Well, like I said, I've been wanting that for a while now to take a look at it, and so I did the review as I opened it. You know, I didn't know it was in the box, so I
Yeah.
pulled everything out and said, "Hey, this is what's in there."
Yeah, so basically you can go from level 1 to 13 with
Wow.
the I did a video on the add-ons with it
Yeah,
that's online. But yeah, you can go from 1 to 13. It's basically a whole campaign
that's cool.
for the price of what, a book?
Yeah. So that's nice.
Yeah.
So, but thanks for having me, and I'm gonna get going. Y'all have a good night.
You too, man. Thank you for joining.
Good game.
Later, bud. Overboard. I played as a player once in 2nd edition, then immediately became a DM in Hero Quest and then Warhammer Quest in 3.5, skipped to 4. And I played a character. I haven't played a character since I was 17. Oh, man. Really, Cujo? So you've been DMing. Wow. What? So, what are you guys use in your games? You know, I use minis, a map. I got some dungeon tiles I printed off. Yeah, not much, not really scenery. I use about the only time I use the dungeon tiles when I do the battles. Everything else I put theater of the mind, like, oh, you're going down the hall, it's narrow by 10 feet by 10 feet, you know. I'm 47 now. 30 years, huh? You haven't played a character in 30 years. I'm sorry. Maybe we can fix that for you. Back in the day, modules was $4.99 at the Brink Franklin 5 and 10s. Wow, really? 5 and 10s. Wait, Ben Franklin at 5s and 10s, wasn't that before it became Walmart? Back then, guys, yeah, that was Hive back then. Last session, I used placeholders on the table with markers for rooms. Really? I don't know. I use a battle mat when I don't have my dungeon tiles with me. But that's about. No, I have not opened up the maps yet. Honestly, I'm kind of scared too because I don't want to lose them. But what do you guys think? Should I? You know what? Yes, they are awesome. Okay, you know what? That is going to be a video down the road. I would take them out and I will open up the maps. You know, I'm just scared that I'm going to lose them. You know, definitely like I got my local Comic-Con coming up, and I'm kind of hoping Matt Mercer comes to the Comic-Con and maybe have him sign this and just put it up and just buy another copy. Cool. Yeah, you know what? I think that would be a good video. That would be a good video. Just doing that, because I know some of the maps ain't very big, and one of them's double-sided. I think two of them's double-sided. Let me check. Let's see here. Yeah, so the Everon's double-sided, and I believe the Avernus is double-sided. Yep. And the Avernus is double-sided. But the Taladori is not. It's not bad. Let's see here. Wife gave me some tools. Yay. Let's see here. Yep, the Talador is not double-sided. But it is. I can basically fold it out, but yep, it's not double-sided. Darn. But it's pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. So actually, I'll put that on the list. I'll take them out and put them on there. So how was everybody's Christmas? Great. And how's the quality of the stream so far, guys? Knock, knock. The version map isn't great because the landscape is constantly changing, so there's really no official map. Just really. So the artwork on it's not nice. Stream is good. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was kind of hoping to see a ship battle with not shit, but ship battle with Bahamut and Tiamat, but they couldn't make an appearance today. The Border Gates one. So okay, so is that on the other? I'm guessing that's on the other side of one. I'm in your lobby. I'm in your lobby. I do not see you, Rod. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
All right, guys, this is Rod from the Thaco Factor. Oh, there you sir.
Brain was trying to make sense of it. Yeah, and I was like,
All right, guys, this is Rod from the Thaco Factor. Oh, there you sir.
Hey,
Hey,
looks
Rod.
like it's pausing a lot. Looks like we got some noise.
Rod at the door. Yeah, I saw him.
Looks like we got some noise.
Okay. So, Rod, thank you for joining the stream, man.
All right, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna mute this down just a sec. Let me get a headset.
Basically, you can just close the window on YouTube and just do this while you're on here. Oh shit! It's a map battle. Yeah, but his is an official D&D map, and mine is one I drew up on Incarnate. Check it out. I found it through WSAD20. I just use a free account of it, but it's actually pretty good. I made it myself and saved it onto my computer. Save it. I crashed. Oh, are you okay? I know. Hey, you okay? Sorry that you crashed. All right. Can you hear me okay, Rod?
I can hear you fine.
Oh, sweet. You're coming in loud and clear, too.
Yeah. Sorry about the background noise.
Dude, it's fine. You know, my software crashed. Well, hey, I hope you got insurance on it. Dad joke. But, yeah, no, actually, I'm taking advantage of the free upgrade for the next 5 days, well, for this stream. But
Trying to get center.
Oh, guys.
Tabletop
Engineers, guys. That's where we're at.
There we go.
We just love each other. So, Rod, tell us a little bit about your channel.
Oh, the Thaco Factor. Oh, you want to know about it, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Well, the Thaco Factor is basically was started with 1E in mind, and I just expanded off of it from there. I was trying to do a explanatory learner plan for newcomers to the game, and also at the same time make a video library for my kids. And pretty soon I started getting subs out of nowhere, and next thing you know, hey, I'm invited to a Discord channel.
You know, that's dude. I got to talking to these guys. Hate's too soft. I would not want to meet him in the streets. But no, oh God, I can't remember how I found these guys. I just started. I seen the videos I liked, started subbing. Then I think Hate had a link and invited me to the Discord in the same way, and it just took off ever since then. You know.
Well, that's like I was doing a search for that Battlemaster Battlemat set. I came across your video, made a couple of comments, I subbed, and next thing you know, we're talking to each other on Facebook.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, wow. You know, I think you, like, I don't know, the very small community that we have is just like we give each other shout outs and stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Like my first the first person that ever gave me a shout out was Almighty N. I'll take that back. Rose Stats, and that's before I even had a video up. He was one of my first subscribers. I wish I could get a hold of him too, honestly, because he was. If you've seen his videos and stuff, they're great. You know, I just remember what happened to him. Huh?
I don't remember if I've seen him or not.
Yeah, Rose. But yeah, his video is good. He's the one who encouraged me to start making videos and stuff. Cujo's mad because of double ply toilet paper.
Oh, come on, Cujo.
So you're saying I'm premium paper quality. Ultra soft charming. Guys. Oh, you guys are so awesome.
Hey, gotta be a heckler once in a while, you know?
Oh, yeah. You know, this like, honestly, the Discord, this group, we don't judge each other. We just roll with it.
I look at it this way. Take me as I am because I'm not going to change.
Exactly. Same here. You know, same here.
Yeah. You know, you did ask me earlier, you know, how I got started and what I got started into when I got into D&D.
Mm-hmm.
It was Boy Scout camp. As a matter of fact, it was called Camp Baker out in Oregon on the coast. It's about 20 miles north of Coos Bay, North Bend area, right there on the coast on Highway 101. If anybody knows that area, it's really beautiful. Dunes and everything else. It's really nice. But I digress. We got tired of watching the osprey hit the lake and go fishing and stuff. And that night, the junior assistant scoutmaster and the senior patrol leader, which were twin brothers, they broke out a Folgers coffee can full of dice and said, everybody pick a handful of dice. Here's what we're going to do. Handed us player record sheets, gave us some basic instructions, and next thing you know, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons for an entire week every night. And I got hooked. It was just like that. I just got done reading the entire Tolkien series. So I was in gear and ready for it already.
Really?
Yep.
See, and I got into it because I came across Critical Role, like it's nothing, but I've always wanted to play D&D and stuff, and started watching Critical Role. Then I played World of Warcraft. Me, my cousin, he's a Army veteran. And I asked him if he wants to try it. He goes, yeah, sure. What are we going to lose? I'm like, okay, well, you live about an hour away from me. So, and one of our other guild is like, you know what? Let's just do an online campaign. I want to try it too.
Yeah.
okay, who's going to DM? And everybody's like, not me. I'm like, I do it.
Yeah, there's a lot to being a DM, though. You
It
got to make
really
sure you
is.
read it. You got to know the material. You got to know the monsters.
Yep.
I limit my players on race because first edition, they didn't have Dragonborn. They didn't have Tiefling. They didn't have Tabaxi.
No, you had humans, dwarves, elves, and halflings.
And half-elves. And gnomes.
Half-elves and gnomes? Really?
Yeah, it wasn't until the Unearthed Arcana when the Duergar came out, and dwarves could become clerics, and elves could become clerics.
Huh. See, and back then you had what, class races?
Yes.
How did that
Yeah.
work?
It was interesting, to say the least. Because as an elf, you could be mainly a ranger. As a human, you could be anything. That's back when they had the, what were they called? They weren't called specialty classes. They were prestige classes. The bard. You had to start out as a fighter, go up to like level 7 or 8, I think it was. And then you had to become a thief, take that up to like level 7 or 9. And you drop that and you start out as a druid level 1, bard level 1.
What?
Yeah. You earned your stripes.
Wow.
Yeah, like I believe cavaliers had to start out as fighters.
Huh.
If memory serves me correct. I could be wrong. I have been known to give false information on YouTube.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I think I gave some false information before, too.
We're only human. It just proves it right there.
Yeah, it just...
Mhm. And, memories tend to get foggy. You could sit there and read something, and 5 minutes later you go to tell somebody about it, and you've already forgot half the information.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
That's... I don't know, like I call it my 4 Horsemen campaign. I'm going to have, the 4 Horsemen come up, but I don't know when.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to introduce them one by one, slowly but surely.
Now, is this the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, or is it
Oh,
Metallica?
yeah. Yeah, I got to get in Guildmaster's Guide for the Disease Horseman because I'm going to do get rid of the spores for him. I'm going to do a fighter for war, a death cleric for death, and for penance, I'm probably going to do like a sorcerer or something. But also there's going to be a different. There's going to be a twist.
You're right, Cujo. There is way too much overlap.
Rise of Skywalker sucks.
I don't even want to see it.
It's not bad.
After the first trilogy, it went to garbage because A New Hope was like stabbing me in the chest with a Volpro sword.
Wait, A New Hope? Basically, when the Star Wars came out...
No, not A New Hope. I meant... I
was going to say, it was just called Star Wars.
Episode 1. What was that? It wasn't A New Hope.
Phantom Menace?
4. Yeah, Phantom Menace. It was stupid. But, that's me. I'm old school. 1977, 1978, 1979, 1981, 82. That was Star Wars. And then you get this Walt Disney garbage. Come on. That ain't Star Wars. That's just adding more princesses to the Disney lineup.
Well, did you know that Fox, for years, had the rights to Episode 4?
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah, I was. I told my cousin that. Actually, my cousin told me that. I'm like, no way.
Yep.
And I looked it up. I'm like, that's the only one that Disney did not have rights to until they bought Fox.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at it, there's also a Grindhouse version.
Revenge of the Sith. That was a good one. Phantom Menace was great. We got Darth Maul. Maul was great. Ray Parker was actually great. I like how he played Toad in the X-Men. He played Snake in G.I. Joe's, the live-action movie.
Snake Eyes.
Yeah, Snake Eyes. Wait, was that the white one?
I think so. Yeah, the
No. He played the one that didn't talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes is the white one in G.I. Joe.
Okay, so he
Like
played
the cartoon series. They might have done it a little bit different in the movie.
So he played the one that didn't talk. Dude, yeah, Qui-Gon was awesome.
They killed him off way too soon. I think that's what ruined it for me.
You know, yeah.
Because he has a specific set of skills.
Yeah, he did. But I don't know. I know they're talking about doing a Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, and Ewan McGregor is going to play an Obi-Wan, which is funny because have you seen Solo?
Yeah, I saw Solo.
Okay, so that was actually Ray Parker, playing Darth Maul, the physical body, but the voice was from Clone Wars. Because Clone Wars was canon, basically. So they wanted to keep it in with that. Qui-Gon Jinn. Hey, how about Jar Jar Binks? Best Jedi ever.
True Sith Lord. He's hiding in plain sight.
Misa Jar Jar.
You know, he said his people or his people were afraid of him, which just leads you to think there was something up with that dude.
Well, there's a comic out there that kind of described him. That actually showed him with a lightsaber.
Yeah. So why not take and hide yourself in plain sight? And
exactly right.
You're the guy that's undermining everything.
Exactly.
And Emperor Palpatine was actually his puppet.
Back in D&D with too much overlap was first edition, Rod.
Some overlap.
Like, what do you mean by overlap?
Yeah, what exactly are you talking about overlap? Because there were some things that overlapped from basic into expert into master and champion and immortal, but there was also the stuff from the original yellow box or gold box back in '74 that overlapped into the Holmes basic stuff. And then first and second edition, they overlapped through the Rulesopedia, which was also a bridge, bringing basic expert and all the BCE, BECMI, 1E and 2E into a new light. Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
I kind of want to look that up. So, okay, I was at, I don't know if you guys have those up, have the store up there, but we have a store down here, Half Price Books.
No, we got Barnes & Noble.
Oh, well, this is like a used bookstore.
The Supposed Wizard versus Cleric and Druid. Yeah, true. There wasn't that much of an overlap. There might have been maybe one or two that carried over between the classes. So that way, if you had a druid that was pure healer, they could use a crossover into some of the clerical spells. There might have been a couple of magic user spells that clerics were able to do because it crossed over there too. But I do know in first edition and second edition, I believe the paladin was the only one that could self-heal.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Lay on hands, basically?
Basically lay on hands on himself. The cleric could not self-heal. The druid could not self-heal. So there had to be an alternate in there that could... A cleric healing another cleric, or a druid healing a cleric.
Oh, we have Zero!
Hey, fellas.
Hey, Zero! Welcome to the stream, man.
Hey, boss, how's it going, buddy?
Going good, man. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
Hope you guys had a great Christmas.
Oh, you saw what I got, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I
Yeah.
synced it.
Honestly, I could not pass it up.
Man, what's this flipping on the
Oh,
screen?
there we go. How's that?
There.
Oh,
There we go.
I was messing with my eyes for a minute there.
Woo!
Thought my trifocals were going bonkers.
But yeah, I'm actually taking advantage of the StreamYard free upgrade for the week or whatever.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty neat, but I don't know if I want to pay $25 a month to get these features.
What do you mean?
That seemed a little price. Like the custom background, where you can put in your custom background, put your brand up, or different stuff.
What is this for?
It's just something that StreamYard's doing.
Oh, really?
To try to get people to get their subscription.
Huh.
But like, if it wasn't the free one, it would be just like this one.
Oh, so it's just a generic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I remember when I was talking to you when you were setting that up this afternoon.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Is it a paid service now?
No. They have a subscription service
Uh-huh.
where you can pay I think it's $25 a month, and you get unlimited video, like recording times. Because right now with the free one, you only get 20 hours a month.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And you would get their watermark up here, powered by StreamYard, instead of your own watermark.
Gotcha.
And you would get this background. So basically, it would look like this.
Gotcha. How are you getting that logo up there in the corners of your screens?
Oh, on my stream?
Right now on your screens, I can see the Tabletop Dungeoneer logos. How are you guys doing that?
Oh, that's mine.
That's all him, not me.
Yeah, that's on my. Okay, so I'm filming through OBS camera. It's through virtual cam.
Okay.
So I got OBS up, and I got that up there with the subscribe button.
Okay.
You know, it just I could walk you through it one day.
All right.
If you want.
Yeah.
Do you use OBS, or how do you do it?
No, I don't. I don't think I use OBS. I don't think so.
I can't.
Why can't you, Rod?
Nothing plays good or plays nice with NVIDIA GeForce.
Really?
Yes, NVIDIA GeForce has a self-proprietary streaming system hooked up to it where it goes through Xbox Live.
That
Yeah.
I'm
sucks.
saying AMD then. I'm
It's
sorry.
garbage. It is pure garbage.
I'm saying AMD. My whole PC I built is AMD.
Well, see,
Go past.
I had a Republic of
Yeah, you're good.
Asus laptop when I was in college,
Uh-huh.
and it, for a better choice of a term, it went tits up on me.
Huh.
And
I know that term.
I got another one. And I'm like, okay, well, this one has a solid state drive. It's got another terabyte with it. It's got RAM through the nose, and it's quick. And I'm like, I'll get it because I tested it out at Best Buy before I even got it.
Mhm.
And I didn't think about streaming or anything like that because I was into World of Warcraft at the time, and
That's funny.
I really didn't think about it, because
You're absolutely right. I got my laptop same way. I went to Best Buy. I needed something with good memory, and because I was taking a ton of pictures, family pictures, and I wanted to save them all. I had no clue I was going to be ever streaming. The camera on here is terrible. Like, this is actually a separate camera that I'm using, but the one on the laptop is just terrible.
Yeah.
Honestly, if it wasn't for StreamYard, I could not stream, honestly, because my internet sucks.
Yeah. Well, see, the one you're looking at me right now is the one that's on my laptop.
Is that okay? That's not bad. It's actually
Yeah,
pretty
no,
good.
really, it's not.
It is. It's good. It was terrible last week,
No.
but little acetone cleaned it up. I thought it was a
Yeah.
cracked lens or something. It was doing.
Oh yeah, it was all fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely looking clearer now.
Yeah. Well, see, I do all my filming with a Canon T5i DSLR that I picked up a few years back.
Okay.
But they're on like the T7 or T8 now, so
Yeah.
it's like my editing software. I use the
Guys, Cujo's got a question.
Yep. How do you feel about the amount of healing in the current edition? how do you? I know how to deal with it, but just curious how different the older versions are.
Okay, now
I
don't know.
I haven't experienced the new version yet. I honestly have not played. I've been reading. I have not played it yet.
So the new version is all I know. So basically, if you take a long rest, you roll your hit dice, and that's how many hit points you recover.
right, isn't that also on a short rest? You half that, right?
Yeah. A short rest, you roll half your hit dice, but also the bard, I believe, can do a song of healing.
Yeah.
Where
Bards, clerics. Well, in 3.5, bards, clerics, druids, paladins, they could all do semi healing, but clerics did it the best. I mean, clerics use D6s where everybody else used D4s. But on all honesty, as a DM, I basically just eliminated that process, and whatever the spell did maximum, that's what I gave, because the challenges I put my players through were tough. Like in 3.5, it was designed so that 4 players of any class of first level could handle a challenge 1 monster. Now that monster was only gonna take a quarter of their resources from the entire group, right? So that's hit points, coins, damage, whatever the resources are for that group. That monster would only take that resource. So it really wasn't a challenge for them. Although in the Dungeon Master's Guide it said, yes, this is the equal challenge for that party, but it wasn't. Like, it just 1 orc versus 4 players of first level was just not a challenge. So I would either give the orc more hit points, or I would give him a couple orcs to make it at least. You'd have to put 5 orcs against a 4-player group at first level in order for that group to actually feel challenged, to actually feel like they may not make it out of that encounter. So whenever it came to healing and hit points, even in character creation, I always tell my players, start with the maximum hit points you are allowed in your class. I don't care what the hit dice says. I don't care if it's a D8, then you're going to have 8 hit points per level. It doesn't matter. Don't roll, because you're going to need those hit points. To me, hit points are such a diminutive resource. They're constantly losing hit points, constantly. And unless you have your cleric at first level, all they can do is heal. They cannot resurrect, right? It takes you got to get to almost 10th level before you can start getting resurrection. And if you're out in the wilderness, you've got so much time before that player character dies. Right. And my goal wasn't to kill the players. My goal was to keep the story going and finish the campaign for these players. And I wasn't baby feeding them. I wasn't spoon feeding them. If they made mistakes, they made mistakes. People did die. But then they had to, we got to stop the campaign, go to town, and pay to get resurrected. It happened a couple of times. And they learned, as they played, they learned, okay, let's not make stupid mistakes. But for me, hit points and hit dice were always maximum. Always. If the potion granted 46, then you're going to get that, that 24 hit points automatically. It just doesn't matter. That's just what you're going to get.
That's a smart idea. Maybe I should run that by my...
I mean, a lot of people don't like that because they feel like, oh, you're babying the players. But to me, it's like, look, man, there's enough to throw at them to kill them.
So in 5e, the challenge rating does not add up.
No, it doesn't.
Honestly, the monsters are way stronger than the players. Some of them.
You got 1 bugbear wiping out a party of 5.
Yeah, wow. I lay down an owlbear on the table, just messing with my players, right? And one of them's he DMs a session. He saw the owlbear. He goes,
why do you hate us?
Yeah, he goes, what the F, JD? Really? Come on. I'm like, what? He goes, an owlbear? I'm like, oh, you don't have to worry about that. And every 5 seconds he's looking over there. One of their first fights, though, one of my players' first fights, they went up against 2 swarm of rats and 3 swarm of bats. And I guess it overpowered them. I had one of the NPCs come in and help them out.
Well, that's the first time I tried playing 5e. I killed the party off on their first encounter. Because I'm serious. They came across a corpse. They rolled the corpse, and they got attacked by rats. The rats gave them rabies. Because I had that disease probability in there from first edition.
Oh man,
and it's like
I lost them.
yeah, that's
Oh,
what I was
Joe.
laughing at a second ago. I saw that pop up.
What do you say?
I don't really want to say it because
Cujo, you're hilarious.
yeah,
Cujo, you're killing me, dude.
dude, his Dwarven Force sets. I'm jealous.
Oh, it's
Wow.
nice. It's really
Yeah.
nice. I saw the. I was like, man.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to start putting out some more different videos of the different sets, like individual sets, and really start showing what they're capable of. Like, I've always liked Dwarven Forge. I've seen them before. I could never justify the cost. And it's not that I can't afford it. I could afford it. It's just the justification of it. Because, like, if I can only use it for Dungeons and Dragons, it was like,
I can't afford it. I'll just be honest. I can't afford it. One of my groups last week came across a zombie T-Rex load the deck on an abandoned ship before they got to share. I smiled at them. They tied off the ship and started and it boarded.
How? Why was there a zombie T-Rex on a ship?
Have you seen Jurassic Park?
I mean, yeah, but
the party consists of what is
Which
the
party?
Consist of? Cujo's.
Well, I saw that down there, but I'm like, whose party?
Oh, man. So,
I'm doing my little Gundam guy together.
Oh yeah,
you know the gun pack?
Yeah, it's one of those. It's the one I got from Disney. And they're like a soft plasticky rubber, so they pop apart really easily. So I'm just because I don't mess with
Disney
these
made gun pies.
These little guys.
Disney made that?
No. At Epcot Center, there's the Japanese land at Epcot Center. And we went into the store, and I did a whole video on these guys. We went into the store, and I saw them. I was like, oh, cool, I'll grab some. They're cool little, desk toppers. You know what I'm saying? You just throw them on your desk. And we paid for them. We walked out. I looked at the receipt, and I realized I paid $45 for this and these two little guys. And I was pissed. My wife was. I was gonna go back in and just return them because I would never pay that much money for something this tiny,
Right.
Yeah.
But I was so fucking in shock. We just kept walking, and by the time I realized, I was like, I'm not going back, but I will never buy from there again. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because it was so expensive, and I didn't even realize it. I
I don't even go to the Disney store.
I've had these. No, we were in Walt Disney World in Epcot Center.
What?
That's and that's why we went in there. And like I said, I will
Love to Wizard.
never again.
So his party consists of a level 2 bard, level 2 wizard, level 9 rogue, and a level 4 druid.
Wait, a what level of rogue?
Level 9 rogue?
How is there a level 9 rogue with level 2 characters? How did that happen?
TPK, I'm guessing. There's a level 4 druid too.
That's probably why they got killed. The party is completely unbalanced.
Let's see. My son was playing my NPC Lockfast Catfish Druid, jumped into the water, used Thorn Whip, and pulled him water.
Thorn Whip. You gotta love that one.
What does it do?
Oh, Thorn Whip. Well, it'll do the damage, but it also brings your target toward you.
Really?
Yeah, it draws it into melee range.
Oh, that's nice. Cool. Deck of many things. I actually made a deck of many things and had it in my first campaign. And it's overpowered.
Yeah,
it is overpowered.
What level were the players?
Bother until you like level 10 or 12.
Yeah, you can't have
level 3.
No way, dude. No way.
No. Well, I was new at it. I'm like, I want to try it.
Yeah.
But honestly, they had good draws. They never pulled a bad card.
Yeah, but I mean,
I leave the bad cards in.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a really powerful item to give to third level players. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's almost overkill. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, instead of the cards disappearing, I just put them back in the deck.
Yeah.
So they had a loaded cannon, like wherever they went.
Oh, so yeah, the deck
Yeah.
things leveled her to level 9. Yeah, I could see that happening.
But yeah. Everyone else. Oh wait.
Yeah.
That's why she's level 9. Everyone else died. Oh,
Of course.
you killed everybody else, huh? So, what's your guys' favorite setting in D&D?
Forgotten Realms.
Forgotten Realms?
Yeah, buddy.
I'm guessing that's the most common.
It's
No.
the most common since
Second edition? Or
first edition.
yeah, I don't remember. I mean, when I played first, we used the red box because that's all we had.
Yeah.
And I remember the Forgotten Realms box set coming out, but we just couldn't get it until we actually got into second edition.
Yeah.
Then we picked up the gray box, like we were able to afford it. And by that time, you know, the information was a little dated, but it was still usable. And you know what I mean? So, like I said, I wasn't playing it until second, but, you know.
Yeah. I was really into the Forgotten Realms box set and everything when it came out. I got it around Christmas time when I came back from Korea on leave back in, what was it, 87.
Man, brother, I was a freshman in high school.
Dude,
I was 2 years into the Army, fresh out of high school.
You know, I tried twice actually to get into the service. The second time I lied. You know, the first time I tried, they were like, "No, your eyesight's really bad. You're not going to be able to get in." So okay, went out. I came back months later and I lied. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting glasses. They're on the way." Blah blah blah. So they let me take the ASVAB test and everything. I scored like a 56, and then they waited a month. And when I didn't get the glass, they were like, we can't, you know, put you in there. And I tried.
Hey, all my high marks were in mechanical because for some reason that's the way my brain works. It works if the 12th gear is going right, where's the 47th gear going, right?
Right.
You know, and I knew those answers, just pop them off. Like, nope, nothing at all. They stick me behind a typewriter in a comm center.
Oh my god. Yeah, they said that I scored for UDT. And they said I scored high enough to be a UDT specialist.
Yeah. And
I was like, oh, that sounds cool. What is that? What do I get to do? And they're like, well, it's underwater demolitions. And I was like, oh, no. So if I blow up, I'm down there and nobody's going to find me.
No. Underwater depth charges are bad.
But yeah, I like I said, I tried. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Dang.
More power to you just for trying to get in, though, you know? Your heart was in it.
I mean, a lot of people in my family were in the service. It just was one of those things. I mean, I felt like it was my responsibility, you know?
Yeah.
They told me I was too stupid. I didn't score high enough on the ASVAB, according to them.
Damn.
Seriously, they said you look stupid.
No, they told me I literally didn't pass the ASVAB.
Oh, God. A monkey could pass the ASVAB.
That's what I thought. I'm like, I got my name right. But no, like...
I was 1 point off on my ASVAB from going in the Coast Guard.
Oh, that would have been a sweet game.
Hey, Zero,
yeah, and they had a Coast Guard base right there outside my hometown.
What'd you say, Crit?
Cujo wants to know if you hung up those posters yet.
Oh, no, man. I haven't gotten them up yet. Actually, I had 2 of them. I got underneath my gaming mat. I'm flattening out, and I got to put the other 2 underneath there. I just got some new ones. I'll show you guys real quick.
Did you hang up the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter yet?
No.
Oh, I want to see those when you hang those up.
Yeah, I got to get fishing wire for that. But I got this one.
Dude, that is awesome.
Falcon. But I didn't realize when I bought it that this is actually the Force Awakens Falcon. I was hoping for the original, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, that shit's everywhere now. And then I picked this one up recently.
Oh, the Iron Man.
Iron Man Mark 7.
I was going to say, is that...
Or Mark 7 armor. My favorite. It's just paper. I got these for like, this one was like 20 cents, and then it was like $1 something for shipping. They were super cheap.
From which?
AliExpress.
Dude, All by the End. That's where he gets his meetings and stuff at.
I got this for my wife.
She must love that anime.
Oh yeah, My Neighbor Totoro. It's one of her favorites.
Yeah.
I mean, we both love Hayao Miyazaki's work, but that's one of her favorites. You know. But yeah, I gotta put those up, and I got a D&D poster of Tiamat that I gotta put up. Really nice. From the new 5th edition artwork.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful artwork. But I've liked the artwork. I mean, from the very beginning, it's just gotten so much better. The artists have gotten so much more talented, and you know, now that Dungeons and Dragons has a defined look, like I really like the look of the monsters in Dungeons and Dragons. That they solidified what a beholder looks like, what their version of a red dragon looks like, and I love it. So
yeah, definitely. Like I look at older versions of the monsters. I like the 5th editions. The way the 5th edition ones look better. I don't know.
First edition ones, you know, they were just line art.
Yeah.
the original ones were just pen art, pen and
Like,
it was like pen and paper.
Yeah, I think it was called pen art, I believe it was.
Pen art, yeah, yep.
Mm-hmm. And that right there takes a lot of talent to do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's when I was growing up, that's what I did. That's all I could do was I was drawing, all the time. And I first started with drawing my action figures like He-Man, and then my Transformers, and just drawing whatever I had around me,
Mm-hmm.
And that's what motivated me to just do more and more. And I started doing comic books, little comic books in my notebooks, and a couple of buddies of mine, we'd get together and we'd make comic books and stuff like that. And, I went into high school, and I was getting ready to leave high school, and I was going to go into college, and I wanted to go to the Illinois Art Institute. So I put together a portfolio, because you have to do that. Back then it was, a folder with all your artwork in it,
Mm-hmm.
your best artwork. And when I went to go see the recruiter for the college, they were telling me, like, this is great stuff, but there's nothing here for you. We have nothing that you would benefit. Like, there's nothing there's no path for you to go to in this school, So he was just like, I don't know what to tell you. You'd come here and you'd waste your money. So I wound up not going, and like not even 2 years later, they started a comic book program. They started a young artists and comics program, things like that. And I was like, I could have went and got all my base stuff done, and then jumped into these programs, but I was already working. I had to pay bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
It was so frustrating, and they just made me realize, like, how many artists are out there. Like, I'm an artist, draw, I paint, I create, whatever. But there are so many artists out there. It's like everybody in my class was a fucking artist. I was fighting with 30 kids to get one spot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy, man. In those times, you still got to pay bills and you got to pay rent. And I was on my own at like 17, so there was no room for making bad decisions.
I haven't made an account on AliExpress. I was leery of that site. I was leery of the site too. I haven't made an account on AliExpress yet.
Never
But
seen it.
everything I've seen, from like Almighty Ends to everybody else's Zero stuff, I'm actually thinking about making an account because, God, those minis were so freaking cheap.
Yeah, dude. I was leery at first. I mean, I was leery 2 years ago when I first started with them, but I have had maybe one instance where I ordered a miniature, I paid for it, and then they returned my money and canceled my order. And I don't know.
Do that?
I think because like they started changing their shipping policy. So like when you click on it, it's coming in from China. So they're literally putting it in a box, putting it in a shipping container, putting that on a boat, and it's coming over here across the sea. So they're not flying anything over.
Mm-hmm.
So if the shipping time is longer than their processing time, they'll cancel the order unless you go in physically and change the processing time to give it more time. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll tell you, all right, we're going to ship this in 2 weeks. If that 2 weeks comes and they haven't shipped it yet, they'll immediately cancel your order unless you go in there physically and select to extend the shipping time. I didn't know that. So it was one of those things where it's like, well, where's my order? I looked, they canceled it. I was like, oh, hell. I contacted them. This is what happened. I was like, okay, I didn't know that was a procedure. Now that I do, I make sure I check everything that I ordered. And usually, like I said, with them, you click it and forget it. You order it, you're not getting it for at least 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Minimum. Unless they have something here in their U.S. warehouse, you're not getting it for at least 4 weeks.
Right.
So that's why I like it. Just click it, you forget it, and it's on its way. That's just me, though.
I've never dealt with them.
I'm honestly thinking about giving them a chance. You know, I get $10 a week to spend on whatever I want within my budget, and I'm like, some of those minis.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? 10 or 15 minis for like $8.
Yep.
That's
And they're you know that they're resin. Most of them are like, if they, like, for example, they have minis from the Wrath of Bashardalon game, you know,
yeah.
and you can get them for like $12 or something. It's like 15 minis or whatever. The problem is, like, what they'll do is they'll take that miniature from the game and they'll recast it in resin. So you're getting a resin miniature from them. So it's not the original. It's a recast. A lot of people frown on that, but for me, what I would pay for the original miniature, say like $40, I would get like at least minimum from them 30% off because it's a recast. So to me, that's, and I don't, you know, for me that's all that I have the mini. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need a proof of authenticity or anything. Like, you know, it doesn't matter to me.
I'm going to shoot. Oh, Cougar says he's going to try to shoot a couple of videos in the next few days. City Builder for 0, Dungeon of Doom for Hate.
Yeah,
I'll probably
buddy.
do another Gale Force 9 miniature.
Cool.
Yeah, I got hold on, I'll show you guys in a second.
Hey,
I
did
have
you guys? Any of you guys picked up the Stranger Things starter set for D&D?
No, I didn't. I was
No,
going
I
to,
never
but
got it.
Okay, I'm gonna go get that miniature and show you guys. 1 second.
All right.
The Demogorgon.
Yeah, the Demogorgon.
It's funny because, like, the people at work, when they started watching this show, oh, Demogorgon this, I'm like, that's not.
That's not the Demogorgon.
I was like, first of all, it's not a it's a who.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you learn D&D, you know that he's a who, not a it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, make fun of me.
No, not you.
That's like a lot of people don't know what a demi-lich is.
Yeah.
What's a demi-lich?
A demi-lich is a lich that has gone way beyond being a lich. So it could be a skull. Or it could be...
I just got the Stranger Things box set for Christmas from my boys. I've had it for a while, but and I read through the story. It's basically, to me, it's a one shot. You can get it done in a couple hours.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be for. Yeah. It's just to get you interested in D&D, and if the kids are interested in Stranger Things, it helps them transition to D&D. It's just like the Rick and Morty version.
Dude, that is hilarious. I read that.
It's a couple of adventures, you know, but it's designed to get people, you know, different people from different hobbies and different, you know, interests into Dungeons and Dragons.
So here's the minis. This one's the unpainted one, and they're like that cheap plastico, and it's not bad. A lot of people was upset with them. Here's the paint. It's like the painted one.
It looks just like the unpainted one.
Yeah, but just like with a wash on it.
You can see the red in the mouth, but that's about it.
Oh, okay.
And it's a little bit darker. My camera's really not picking up on it.
No, you can see it.
Yeah. But
honestly, is that all you get? Just the 2 Demogorgons?
You get miniature-wise, yes. You just get the 2 Demogorgons.
Okay.
And I just dropped them. But, you know, you get... You know what? I'll just show you. You get, like, your basic starter set rules here.
Yeah.
With pictures from the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Will's artwork is in there.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Will's artwork is in...
Like, the characters are Will's artwork.
Yeah, is in this.
Yeah.
And it's just... It's awesome, like, here. If you don't pick up Will of the Wise.
Yeah, Will of the Wise.
But yeah, it's not bad. I actually took it to the bathroom. I read it.
So it's bathroom literature then. That's
Oh,
what we used to call the National Enquirer.
basically, okay. If that's the case, then D&D bathroom literature. Because I've been taking a run to the bathroom and I've been reading it, and I'm like, oh my god, I've already been here for like 15 minutes. I gotta get up.
Look at this, guys. I've got this whole stack of stuff here that I've been waiting to open up, but I want to do on camera.
Oh,
I got this whole stack of shit that I've gotten. And I'm trying to do. I'm gonna do videos on. I've been like trying to be patient and wait, to open them up. But I want to do it on camera. So, and I started on my tower.
Right.
But I realized I have to change this to the opposite side because as it is, it's not a dice tower for everybody. It's a dice tower for me for when I play Warhammer and Warhammer 40K, and I roll a lot of D6s. So when I roll them, if they're in front of me on the tower, I have to reach around and grab them. But if they come this way, then I can just grab them from here. Because you have to pull out your misses and move your hits to your misses and stuff like that. So I'm going to change the design a little bit, but I think that's the design I'm going to go with. And I'm going to try that whole trapdoor thing.
Your design looks a lot like a siege tower.
I was this close to making a siege tower. I was, because it would be multifunctional. I could use it in Warhammer. I could use it in D&D. I could use it as just a regular dice tower for any game. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was definitely like I said, I was this close because I have, a ton of scenery bits and stuff like that. I could throw fantasy bits that I could throw on it. But I figured the futuristic, I figured everybody else was going to do something fantasy. So I went with sci-fi.
I'm going rustic.
Yeah.
so I thought about making one out of this. It's one of those spice containers, big ones.
Yeah. You could do it.
Yeah, I'm just going to do it for fun. I'm not going to enter a competition.
Why not?
Now JD wants to be the judge.
There's no prize. There's no prize for this competition.
Oh,
This
but
is all
it'll
just
take me
fun.
longer.
I think we should have a competition every month.
That's what I was saying, like a painting.
Hey, hate's back.
Way to go, hate.
It's all right. Now we know Zero doesn't like to reach around.
Yeah, I don't like reach arounds, bro. That's not my style. I don't do this.
Don't give a brother a hand. Do not give a brother a
It's
hand.
funny I could say
On your own,
thank
cuz.
you, Joe, but I'll hop out. That's what hate says. Oh, so Zero. Here's these. Tell me what you think.
Hang on one sec.
What do you want me to hand on to?
Not me. What's up? What's that? What is that?
This is your paint holder.
Oh, that's cool.
Not one.
Nice. What is that? What is that thing on the top?
Okay, so this here, you basically tilt the lid, like you lift up the lid, and it somehow keep it open.
Whoa.
So, like, I guess you put it like this, then you tilt the lid,
That's cool.
and bam.
Because that's a big problem with those pots, man. The lid, they just pop right back, and close right up.
Well, I think this is the design you said you wanted. So,
Well, I got some, just a few right now, but I got a couple paints for you too.
Oh, those are definitely Citadels.
yeah.
I'm sending you some paints, JD. So
Oh,
these are my
sweet.
extras.
You don't have to.
I got more coming. I just have to open them up and do the review on the box. that I got. But yeah, I got you a couple extra paint of my colors. Those are the ones I had extra that I haven't opened. So I'm gonna send them to you. So you got it. You can mess with those colors and see what you think about that acrylic.
All right, I'll message you my email. I'll message you my address.
I got you. I already got it.
Hey, JD.
Yeah.
Hate says make us mods.
Make us mods on what? What do you? I don't know how to do that. Like on the stream. Zero looks Amish. What if he is Amish? Who cares?
No, I'm not. No, I gotta cut my hair. I'm actually gonna make an appointment with a barber to actually clean this up. This is getting wild. I gotta cut my hair. I'm actually gonna make an appointment with a barber.
Okay, so let's see here.
I had to mute one of them because it was echoing back on the other one.
Yeah, I got my headphones in so that I don't pick that up.
Yeah.
Okay. Save as a mod.
Why does he want a mod?
Overboard's a mod. I guess so that I don't know.
You can tell people to shut up.
Probably.
So they want to be your moderators.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
That sounds like fun. I'm too good of a heckler though.
No, don't. Hate will kick me. I won't kick Blue.
Hey, now Blue's a good guy.
I have a
I've
rant.
talked to him a bit. He is a good guy.
I like
Yeah.
him.
Dude, this whole community is good.
Down to earth. I like him.
Yeah. I like how everybody's been helping out everybody and stuff.
No, me too, man. Listen, when I started this channel, originally I started it for my friends, and I started it to be like, hey, my buddy Eric he lives out in Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Eric, I got these are the miniatures I got. I wanted you to see them because I always see them like once every 3 or 4 months, and I wasn't gonna wait. My wife says Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
I'm not gonna wait like 6 months to see him to take all my new shit to show him all this new shit. So I was like, I'll just do it on a YouTube because I had the channel. Because as soon as you sign up for Google, you get the channel. You get a YouTube account. So I was like, well, I'll just put it on YouTube, send it to them, and they'll see what I have, and we can talk about it. And it just went from here. And I started realizing I have an entire closet full of fucking toys, games, collectibles. So much stuff. I'm like, why don't I just talk about this shit? I love the shit. I love talking about it. All the stuff, the role playing stuff. And I'll be honest, until I got onto the Discord with you guys, I did very few D&D things because I was on the fence about it. It's one of my hobbies, but I was like, I don't really want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons to the point where I'm going to be corrected constantly because I know Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't know it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't listen to the rules lawyers.
Verbatim, I'm not. So, and that's the thing. I don't have the patience for people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially once I got sick, I was like, look, I'm not dealing with anybody's BS anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a delete immediately. I'm not messing with it. You know what I'm saying? You don't like what I have to say, that's fine. You don't have to watch or listen. But I'll be damned if I'm going to let somebody, belittle me or disregard me over some minor rules adjustments or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I really wasn't skeptical about talking about D&D. But my buddies, they're like, just do it. You have a lot of experience. Just talk about the experience, and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at now. I'm like, okay, let me formulate something so that I can contribute to the D&D community too, because I don't just want to put stuff out there that's just here, that's whatever. It's got to be creative. It's got to be productive, right? Like, it's got to be something worthwhile, someone clicking on. Otherwise, I'm just wasting space,
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
That's just me, but like I said, it wasn't until I got into the community with you guys that I actually started like, okay, I do have information. Let me start formulating what I want to put out there for this part of my hobby. Yeah.
Yes. Same here. Like, I'm lucky if I get 2 videos out a month, and I'm like, I thought about just stopping. Then I'm like, if I could just live stream once a week and maybe put out a video another week, I'm fine now.
Dude, I really, honestly, I would focus what you're focusing on your tech.
Uh-huh.
I would do that because there's a lot of stuff
tech
you
for
talked
D&D?
about. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you talked about that I had no clue was there. I'm old school. I use pen and paper. You know what I'm saying? I used my laptop for the last campaign to track hit points and initiative and to play music for my group. And to quick reference a monster manual or Draconomicon or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I never used tech. I didn't use whatever the app is, the online apps that you can, maps and characters and all that. I didn't do any of that stuff. And I didn't let my players use online stuff either because it was like, no, if it's here physically, we have access to it. If you have access to it online, you have access to change things little by little. And I used to have players, even back in the day with pen and paper, who rub out a number and put in a different number. You wouldn't even notice it till 3 levels later. You're like, wait a minute, how do you have that number? Show me the math. You know what I'm saying? And then they're like, oh, well, whoops.
All right. See, that's why I keep all my player folders.
Me too. I keep the character sheets. They stay with me until the end of the campaign. And if we're done, you want them, you can have them. But up until then, I keep them and I make sure that I'm there during the level change process.
Mm-hmm.
I just let people do it at home. I go, take it home, do the level up, then come back. But then you'd have that mistake. Oh, I made a mistake in my math. Okay, but that mistake cost us 2 levels of shit. That wasn't a challenge for you then. You know what I'm saying? It's for everybody.
You dedicate an entire session or a half a session to level up, learning new spells, learning new skills, stuff like that. Because too many people can get in there; they can get confused. Miscommunication is the biggest derailer in a game.
See,
It really is.
I'm not gonna lie. I like having tech at the table for the music and stuff. And like some of my one of my players, he has D&D on, so he has the books there and stuff. But I also have the physical books. So I guess what you would call it a hybrid DM then.
Well, yeah. Well, see, I don't allow tech at my games because people get distracted by Facebook Messenger. They're checking their
my phone's not even turning on for some reason.
You know,
I got it plugged in.
And music is too distracting because someone's going to be like, "Oh yeah, okay, that's cool." No. We're paying attention to what we're doing here because we've only got so much time to get this taken care of. So, you know, I've only got 2 hours today. I got 2 hours next week. I got 2 hours the following week that I can do this in. And I've got 4 hours worth of information stuck in my head that I read this week. Yeah. I don't want to forget it.
I let one of my players now. Like, I had to control the music and stuff, but yet we're lucky if we have like three hours to play. So one of my players was like, "Hey, let me control the music." I'm like, "You know what? Go for it." He goes on YouTube. I describe the battle. He goes, brings up the music. I'm like, "Dude, that is perfect."
Yeah, see, I honestly, I've through experience and playing with different groups and learning different people. I had people with autism in my group. I had people with Asperger's, so I had people with ADHD. So it's very difficult to wrangle that group of people. And I mean, you throw a ping pong ball at the table, they are lost. They're gone. That's it.
They are.
Right. That's all the veterans group I have.
Now with smartphones, it's immediate access to everything you want to see in that moment. So cell phones are down. What I usually do, my sessions usually start with, obviously I set up before everybody gets there. So I got my screens, I got my dice, I got my monsters loaded up to what I'm going to use. What I'll do is this is my monster, basically. It's an initiative roll, hit points, and Thaco, whatever their Thaco. I don't use Thaco, but you know what I'm saying. Like their bonus to hit. That's all my monsters are. I don't go in the monster manual because I've read it already and I know what they're capable of. I know what their combat situations are. So I generally try to use monsters that I know what this is. I almost very rarely use a random encounter monster. And if I do, then I have the monster manual, whatever. But generally everything's on a post-it on my Dungeon Master screen. The computer is already sitting there keyed up to my music, right? Like I already have it. It's there. So it's just a click. You know what I mean? My dice are here. The only thing I need is the players to sit down and welcome to the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Now, 9 times out of 10, that first hour is a wash. Because if most of my friends haven't seen each other for weeks, some months. So as soon as they sit at the table, no matter, we're not talking, we're going into Dungeons and Dragons. They, oh yeah, this one time last week, they start talking and then it becomes a situation where everybody's telling a story around the table and it takes almost an hour for everybody to settle into the world. So I try to wrangle that as much as possible. That's the hardest part. So everything I can do, books, stats, numbers, encounters, where they're going, like I try to figure out where I'm starting at in that day and where I have to end that day, like where the cliffhanger is going to be, because you have to end it in the cliffhanger. If you don't end it in the cliffhanger, or like the campaign's over type thing, like this adventure is specifically over, so you're at the tavern relaxing. If you don't end it with a cliffhanger, players don't want to come back. They have that tendency to be like, it's not as important to come back because there's really nothing going on in D&D. But if you leave them with a cliffhanger, you leave them with a gasp, then they're okay. Then when the next time they come back, there's no hour-long chit-chat. There's, let's go. Let's make this happen. I want to know what's going to happen next. And that's, I've learned that that's how I have to roll that ball for them, because otherwise, we'll get together for D&D and be sitting there talking about Star Wars the whole time. Literally, like that
I'm surprised you don't play Star Wars.
I don't mind it. I think it's a cool system, especially the newer version. I know a lot of people don't like playing in a game that they don't have effect over the major storyline. And the Star Wars is such a familiar storyline. Everyone knows. We all know now what happens from the very beginning to the very end. And if your players don't feel like they're impacting that at all, even if they see a special character, if they don't feel like they're impacting it, they're eventually going to lose interest in it. You know, that's that's what I've experienced. It doesn't mean it's everybody. It's just what I've come across. So generally, I try not to play games that like have a set genre like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Star Wars or there's other games out there that they're based off, like Evil Dead. There's a role playing game for that, just stuff like that. So I try to just D&D was the biggest that everybody wanted to play at the time. Like I played Cyberpunk, which is very Blade Runner-ish.
Right.
But
I think that's fun.
But the guy who wrote Cyberpunk is also the guy who co-wrote Blade Runner. So that's why they're so similar. You know what I'm saying? That's why,
Makes sense.
yeah. So that's just me. But and plus, I don't do a lot of role playing. I have so many other hobbies. It's like if I were to dedicate that much time to role playing, I would do nothing else. You know what I mean? Because you guys know, as a GM or dungeon master, you're not just Saturday from 12 to 4. You're Saturday from 12 to 4. Then you go home. Everybody goes home. You go Sunday. You start planning for next Saturday, 12 to 4.
Yep.
It's
All up here going.
Does not stop until Friday. But sometimes not even that. You know what I mean? In life and everything else, it's like a full-time job almost.
Yeah, exactly.
But the interviews
it is a
still
full-time
worth it.
job because you got so much planning you got to do. I redo my players' character sheets. I take them and I print them out for them so it's legible.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Because I've got everything on PDF. Why not use the fillable PDFs?
I had a player. I love him to death. One of my best friends, my buddy Eric. His first character sheet, man. We changed it like 6th level because that's when the sheet looks like garbage, for everybody. But this guy's sheet, man, it literally looked like a child just scribbled the entire sheet black because he had so many doodles on his character sheet, so many drawings on his fucking character sheet. The only thing legible was his stats. And it was just like, dude, I still have the character sheet. I'm like, dude, how did you even fucking read this thing? He's like, I'm just used to it. And sure, he's been looking at it for 6 levels. You know what I mean? I'm like, God damn, dude. I'm like, I don't even notice you drawing at the table. Like, but he does it. He's doodling while I'm talking and with other players. He's over there drawing pictures. I'm like, motherfucker.
I thought about Starfinder. I almost jumped in all the way, but got gun shy. I need my players wanting to play that kind of game. Starfinder looks fun.
What is it?
Starfinder. It's Paizo's version of sci-fi D&D, basically.
Like Shadowrun almost.
I don't know. I never played Shadowrun.
Shadowrun is basically Cyberpunk is like future, but they also have magic. So they have orcs and elves and dwarves. Things like that.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But it's like it takes place in the same universe as Pathfinder.
Okay.
But in the future, like nobody knows what happened.
It's their future game. Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
Maybe like Spelljammer.
Yeah, like Spelljammer. Yep.
More high tech, I guess.
What games have I played? Cyberpunk. There's so many different games I've played. And my buddies, my old school GM, he's the guy that taught me how to DM and where I got all my experience from.
See, you're lucky. I'm still learning. And
you have tons of experience at your disposal. Dude.
Yes.
You just gotta ask. Man, look, we don't all know 5th edition that well, but we know how to DM.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just, dude, you just reach your hand in the bucket and pull out information. That's up to you. You know what I'm saying? That's totally your call, brother. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, look at all the knowledge that you have access to.
Yep.
Between myself, Zero, Blue, 8,
Cujo. You know what I mean? Cujo's running the game. He was running a game last night.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't ran a game in a couple years. You know what I'm saying? I've been prepping, but I haven't ran a game in a couple years. So, but I mean, what's there, I know how to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So,
I could jump in on somebody's game that they've been running for 3 or 4 weeks, and they can say, "Man, I need you to fill in as DM for me. I've got something I got to take care of. Give me the information. I'm going to read it. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to run it."
I actually, a couple weeks ago on a Saturday night, I went to my buddy's house, my old GM, my old Dungeons and Dragons group. I think I posted a picture on Facebook. I haven't played with these guys in over a decade.
Mhm.
Okay, we sat down to play the new Cyberpunk Red, and I fell in like a Lego brick. You know what I'm saying? Like we fell in and clicked immediately. Like we got through the game, we got through the adventure for that day, and it was just like it was 12 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can jump in on people's games as a player or a GM if they need help. I've co-GM'd as well, you know, because like the party likes to split up and okay, we're gonna go do this now, and this, you know, the part I'm gonna manage, and you know, I've done that too. You know, I don't like doing that, but I've done it. You know, I like it. One GM, one storyline, you know, one person at the helm. You know what I'm saying? You got too many hands to boil the soup. You know what I mean?
Well, see, having a co-GM too, because if you get into some of those situations where your party comes into a room and half of them are teleported one place, another half's teleported somewhere else. You know, because there's several dungeons out there between Greyhawk and Forgotten Realms and Spelljammer and all those others where you might split everybody up and you're in 5 different rooms. And then how do you work that back into play? You know? So you have to have a code DM in there to go, okay, you do this group, I do this group, because we know how it's going to work out, because you could have 2 people go over here and 2 people go over there, you know?
Well, you know, we used to. It's a thing that I try to discourage. Honestly, when it comes to my groups, I always discourage splitting the party because here's the thing. Like I said before, those challenge ratings, right? That challenge rating 5 monster is for 4 people of 5th level. If 2 of those people are gone, now that challenge rating just became a 10 for 2 people.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, you're putting yourself at such a high risk. And then asking me to fix the problem once you created it, it's probably better not to split up. You know, so 9 times out of 10, the group they'll stay together unless it's something in the story that requires them to split up. And I very rarely do that. I have done it, but I very rarely do it. I don't like to purposely split up the party, but there's just sometimes, you know, when it's not super threatening, that I'll say, okay, you guys are going to need to do this, and the cleric and the druid are going to need to go do, while they're doing this, you guys should go do this or that. You know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'll let them figure out their whatever teams they're going to make. But generally, I try not to let them split up. Because I used to have players all the time. Well, I'm going to go over here and do this. The rogue is always the person. The person who plays the rogue is always the motherfucker that wants to wander off.
The ranger.
You get treasure while nobody else is looking. It's like, dude, what's your goal? Is your goal to fuck the group over? Because if that's your goal, you're going to win. Right, because you're gonna go get this secret treasure, magic items, whatever. You're gonna lie to the group. They know you're lying because everyone's sitting at the damn table.
So the characters don't know that they're lying.
You know, so and people who don't want to be called metagamers, you know, they're like, well, I can't call the thief out for lying, but I know that motherfucker, and that just ruins the relationship between the players too, because now no one's gonna trust that guy, and that guy's gonna learn eventually, like, shit, no one trusts me. Well, I don't want to play anymore. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, you did that to yourself. You know what I mean? Like that, you ruined the soup for yourself.
I was in a situation like that too, where the thief had to go in there. He had to do his thing every single time. And you're like, dude, I could use that for my magic user. Or, hey, my fighter could really use that, you know? Yeah. Oh, the thief's already got it. Oh, come on, man.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, it's like, who decided that it was the thief's job to dictate who got what? You know what I mean? Like, no, it's just because he sprung the trap. That's part of your job. That's part of your resources for the group. Like the cleric, who decided it was the cleric's responsibility to heal everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have to. Lawful good doesn't mean I am a slave to your whims. That just means I believe in doing the right thing within the law. That doesn't mean I'm your personal nurse, you know what I mean? And I had players like, cleric, roll up, do your thing. And it's like, cleric's like, no, motherfucker, I'm fighting too. I'm taking damage and giving damage. Like,
well, see, I talk players. I seriously, I'll take a player if they want to play a lawful good cleric. I'll talk them out of it and say go lawful neutral.
Yeah.
Well, like
because there's too many different ways a lawful good character will get screwed.
Yeah. Well, like that online thing that hopefully we're going to be doing pretty soon. I made a cleric, but I made a forged cleric. So he's not a healer. He's more like an attacker with a little bit of healing spells, but he mainly focuses on attacking.
That's the one class. Like, I don't care what they say. You know how they tell you you can make a group comprised of any type of class. It's the one class I think a group should always have as a cleric.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have a cleric, it's on the GM. I mean, you can do it as a GM. Here's potions of healing. Here's, herbs of healing. You can throw, a sandwich of healing, peanut butter and jelly sandwich of healing. But you're doing that much more work. When a cleric could just be like, all right, everybody lay hands, go.
Yeah. In 5th edition, everyone has a healer's kit. Here you go.
Yeah.
They had them in 3.5. They had healers kits in 3.5, but you had to get you had to be proficient in it or something. Like, it was like you just had to have a skill in it. You know what I mean? Like, you had to develop your healing skill, and then with a healer's kit, you got more bonuses to the amount of damage you could heal.
Yeah. Well, the kit thing came out in 2nd edition.
Yeah.
There's also in 5th edition. There's a rule for healing. Let me see if I can find it. Options, events options. Here we go. Is this it? Healing. There's healing kit, healing surges, and slow natural healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, slow natural healing is just like resting and getting so many hit points back per night.
Mm-hmm.
The healing surge is like that started in 4th edition. I think that wasn't a 4th edition thing. Like surges were a 4th edition thing. Surges and cantrips. And they kept that from 4th edition. But those were
cantrips actually came out in Dungeon Magazine back in the 70s.
Oh,
and they
really?
didn't become a thing until 2nd edition. Just like kits. They became a thing in 2nd edition.
Wow. Cujo. I try my best not to have to split up, but once I do, I don't hold back. Do not rattle Cujo's cage.
You know what?
As a matter of fact, I'll find the Dungeon Magazine that actually has that in it, and
Cujo, to be honest with you, dude, I feel the same way. I feel like if my players are not bamboozled, right? If I didn't trick them into doing something, and they willingly do that, then they're on their own. Like that's my. It's like, yo, you wrote this book. You're gonna read it. That's just it. That's just you made the bed. Now you got to lie in it. And it's happened. Like I've had dwarven fighters, full plate mail, jump in the water to do something because they thought they could. And it's like, can you swim? Do you have endurance? Like, yo, you just sank like an anchor, man. Like you don't have magical armor. Why did you do that? I'm like, are you sure you want to do this? Why don't you let the barbarian who can swim, has no heavy armor, and knows how to, and has endurance to do that? No, I can do it. I'm a powerful dwarf. I'm like, all right, man, have at it.
Roll your death saves.
And then you drown. You take this much damage. You drown. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, well, guess what happens when you do stupid shit?
Yeah.
And it wasn't a punishment thing. It was just like, dude, this is the damage for when you're drowning. This is it right here. It says it right here. You drown, like, because you made a simple and arrogant mistake. I can't help you. You know what I mean? Like that's on you. Players, if they choose to make those mistakes, then you can't baby them. You gotta, hey, look, there it is. Your game is over, my dude, until you get resurrected. Like,
or make another character.
Or that.
So
what do you guys do when a player uses a character? Do you let them create a brand new character right away? Because I don't let people create multiple characters at the beginning of a campaign. I don't do that at all. You got one character. This is what we're gonna run. If you because basically I feel like if you let them create multiple characters, they don't care about these characters.
Mm-hmm.
They have no feeling, no empathy, no attachment, and they just this is just player 1. This is just player 2. Player 3 is going to be a wizard. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And then and that shows that actually translates into the group itself, right? Because if that guy doesn't give a shit about his character, what makes you think he's going to care about yours? You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. I learned in role-playing games in general, live-action role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games, online role-playing games, the truth will out. The person you're playing with online, that's their true nature. I have found that out, man. If they're a shiesty opportunist, they're gonna play a shiesty if they're playing a shiesty opportunist,
they're playing themselves.
That's what they are in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can let that persona out without judgment because it's a character. But that's what it is. You have as a DM, you have to look out for that type of shit. I've had to ask people to leave because they were that kind of person.
Zero inhibitions.
Yeah, it's just like, well, I can be whoever I want now. I can be who I really am. And I can use the guys as this is the character, and that's how I'm playing it. But no, motherfucker, that's you. That's you because your mama didn't raise you right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you're going to ruin it for everybody else at the table.
I don't have that problem because, like, my players,
Yes.
I know them. I've known them for years and stuff. My cousin, well, in my first campaign, my friends I played WoW with and stuff, smart. These guys, when it came to battles, they was very tactical. Okay, I need to do this, so I got to move this. You know, they were like 3 steps ahead of me. and it was so I pulled a I.
Hate says he's not a cutthroat in real life, but he likes playing cutthroat. I don't believe that, Hate. I don't believe that at all.
Dude, we need to start that game.
I believe you could cut a throat, my dude.
We need to start that game.
Yeah, you remember I said that Cantrips came out first edition?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was in Dragon Magazine number 59
Ah.
on page 8 back in 1982, written by Gygax himself.
What is it? What were cantrips back then?
It's called Cantrips Minor Magics for Would-Be Wizards is the name of the article.
Okay, so they were exactly the same thing.
Mhm.
That's kind of cool.
It had
did
stuff
not know
like shine, polish, tie, see what else, chill, clean, color, dampen, dry, dust.
Fake news.
Yeah.
You know,
That's that.
just
You know what that
stuff
is?
that could be useful.
That's that Harry Potter magic.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that. 1, 2, 3, and then, okay, it's done. That's what
Yeah.
that is. That makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Yeah,
Hey, go-
it's not like today where, let's see, I cast this cantrip. Oh, it does 1d10 damage.
Hey,
But I go to cast a spell, it only does 1d6.
Cantrips are fucking ammunition now.
yeah, they are. Eldritch Blast, motherfucker.
Like when the rogue is doing cantrips, like you're like, oh, here we go.
Right.
It goes,
And then you got assist cast on you too,
Yeah.
And then you got your bard giving you inspiration, and you're like, oh wow, just a minute, that 1d10 spell now does 1d10 plus 50.
Right.
yeah.
I know what you meant. Hey, I totally knew
Yeah.
what you meant, bro. I was just messing with you. I know you, bro. I got you. See you, mate. See you.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on 5th edition at all. I mean, I like all editions except for 4th. Man, that thing was a dog.
Fourth was, oh my god, dude.
Okay, so why did everybody hate 4th? Was it because it was more like the video games?
It was like World of Warcraft. They were trying to get, they were literally and openly trying to get the World of Warcraft crew
Uh-huh.
into Dungeons and Dragons because that was such a huge community at the time. I mean, we're talking people were paying to play that game, so they were trying to get that community over to the Dungeons and Dragons table, and they simplified the game and tactical. They made it more tactical for that group of people, for that mindset of people, and it worked. There was a lot of my friends who were not into Dungeons and Dragons as heavily as we were, and they were players on PC, and they jumped on 4th edition because it had that element of video game mechanics to it.
Instant gratification.
Press a button and stuff happens. You know what I
Well,
mean?
now-
That's what it was. And I played it twice. I tried it twice, and I gave it because I was like, this D&D, I have to I have to do it. I have to try and see if this works for me. You know what I'm saying? Because if I didn't try it, I'd be like, okay, I can't talk shit about it. I can't say anything about it because I didn't try. So I did, and I was both times, 2 different GMs, and I was just like, man, this is just not. There's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something.
Well,
and I like tactics. I play miniature war games, tabletop war games. So tactics is in my nature. You know what I'm saying? But
Right, you're a LARPer, right?
I've played a little bit of LARPing games. Yes, I played like Vampire the Masquerade back in the day, and now we play once a year this game called Free Fall. It's a Firefly based game.
Mhm.
That we use like Nerf guns, and it's a blast, man. It's a blast. So I love doing that. But yeah, I've did all types of games, board games, all that stuff. I love tactical games, but it was just something wrong with Dungeons and Dragons. There was just something wrong with it. I couldn't put my finger on it, and I wound up staying away from it because of it.
Well,
And obviously, it didn't last long. It was only a couple of years, and then 5th was already on the horizon. So it was like, okay, that tells you there was something wrong, and they figured it out.
yeah, they knew the mechanic was shot. It was broken. The day the first book came out, that thing was broken.
Well, I
Because
think-
if you look at the DMG from first edition, second edition, that explained a lot of stuff in great detail, and it also confused the hell out of people.
Yeah.
If you didn't know this is what it is, it was like trying to give a third grader.
You see, that was I think the biggest problem with Dungeons and Dragons when it's with this inception. Like, okay, so Gygax and his friends, they used to play tabletop miniature games. They used to play
Wait, war games.
the war games.
Yeah, with
They
like
They wanted more detail, right? So
Mhm.
they basically took a picture of the battle. They shrunk it down to the main, like the captain, right? And they said, who is this guy? Why is he this way? What is it about him that makes him the captain? Let's tell a story about that guy. Dungeons and Dragons. Or Chainmail. Chainmail came out, then Dungeons and Dragons, because they wanted to, expand on that world, that realm, and the possibility of one character changing the course of the world, right? Like that was the whole point. The problem was when they did that, it was great, they put so much in between first and advanced second edition. People, the general populace, were not interested at all. There was just way too much information. You were just overloaded with numbers, stats, and character classes, and titles, and what is this, and how many types of rogues are there? What is the difference between a rogue and an assassin? It was just too overwhelming for me. So a lot of people were like, no, that's some voodoo magic. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. And now, when 3 came out, we took a lot of that stuff and simplified it and said, okay, we're going to give you some tactical stuff. So we get rid of the whole theater of the mind thing, but we're going to give you, you're still going to have your numbers and your stats and doing your math. You're going to learn math at D&D, right? Because you learn quick math.
Right, you have to learn the math.
You have to learn fast math, right? So you got to know what 2 plus 20 plus 2 plus 3 is. And you got to do that quick, And 3.5 came out, and then they realized from 3 that 3.5 was like, okay, there's problems with 3, we got to fix that. 4 came out, they simplified it even more, so that more people could play.
It was super dumbed down, big time.
It was. And I think 5th was their attempt at fixing what they did with 4th, but giving you what you had in 3 and 3.5.
Right.
Because 3.5
There's still some broken systems in 5.
Sure, absolutely. And there's gonna be. Whenever you're dealing with numbers, there's always going to be problems. There's going to be holes. There's going to be issues with, I didn't put this piece together with this piece and realize that this was way OP, right? That's always what happens, right? It takes that one player who's a tacticianist or who's got fucking ADHD, right? Or who's got Asperger's and is like, okay, they can look at numbers and say, no, I see a formula that will give me the min-max character, right? Like they know it's usually a game breaker. It's usually like the DM is kind of like, whoa, I didn't even see that coming.
Right. And it's fun when the DM can do that, though.
Sure. I mean, because then you can look. A dragon is a dragon in the book. It's got stats or whatever. It's basically a stat block with some cool unique stuff, right? But it doesn't have to be. There's nothing in that book, in the Dungeon Master's book, that says that dragon has to be that dragon.
No, that dragon can actually be an elf. That dragon
can be whatever you as a GM deem it to be. Even if it says dragons can't polymorph into humans, well, guess what? Mine can.
Right, because
for story purposes,
what happens in my world.
Right, they can. And that's just I've had players literally because they buy all the books. They want to know everything, right?
They're gonna roll lawyer to the death.
And then it's like, well, vampires can't do that. They can't fucking walk on water. I'm like, well, first of all, regular vampires can't, but this specific vampire that I created through the monster manual can walk on water. So you have to find another way around killing this monster if you're going to kill this monster, right? He just couldn't accept it. That it's just breaking the rules. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm just changing things so that there is a good story to tell. When you're done with this campaign, you're going to remember that vampire.
Right. Now that vampire could have on boots of water walking.
And I didn't even give him that. It was just an ability that he was granted because he's a vampire lord. So I was like, no, this guy's like ancient, and he's not going to have the same stats as the guy in the monster manual. No fucking way. He's ancient. He's been there for. His children are everywhere. So you're not gonna know. He's not gonna have the same weaknesses. It's like Dracula versus a regular, blade vampire. Dracula could be stabbed with a stake many times and not be killed. People are like, well, that's the whole. No, he's Dracula. He started it all.
It's fantasy, man. It's fantasy flow.
Where did what's his name go?
He excused himself a little bit ago. I think he had to go take care of one of his kids.
There he is. Oh, he's got a map behind him. That's totally cool. I didn't know. I just noticed that.
Yeah, I made that.
Nice.
Yeah.
What did you make that? Was that paper? Or what is that?
No, it's actually a program called Incarnate. I watched WADS 20.
Are you using a green screen?
Yeah.
My dude. That's cool, man.
The garage.
Put it back.
I know, it looks better, right?
Nice job, though. That's cool. That is very cool.
I made myself.
I like that.
I went
Was
to
that bed sheet?
green fabric. I got a closet thing from
Like a
Walmart
closet
with
hanger?
clamps. So it ran me probably about $20 total.
That's not bad, dude.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool. Very cool. Good on you, man. I like that.
I haven't hooked my green screen up in a long time just because I ran out of room.
That when we were talking last time, that's what I wanted to mention. I totally forgot. I had an elder brain moment. Was
Elder brain.
for the game of free fall, I wanted to get a green screen so that I could make some videos in character with the the ship in the background or whatever, to explain to new players, so we could have video content on the website to explain to new players how rules work, how the medical rules work, how the smuggling rules work, and things like that. But do it in character with the green screen. You know what I'm saying? So that they could go to the website, click on, okay, this is the medical rules, and then it'd be me or somebody else saying, okay, this is how you would apply medical rules, and this is the cards you use, and whatever. These are the rules for fist fighting and free fall. And this is how you do it. And that's it. So that was my brain fart.
Yeah, it's the only thing with the green screen though. You got to make sure your lighting's just right.
Yeah.
With everything, like right now, I'm just using my shop light.
Okay.
So I'm only getting light from basically one side. I don't have the fancy lights like Rod here has. I just got
that's just a reflection off the wall from a lamp in the room.
I use a cheap. I use a cheap little lamp on one side of me, my shop light, and normally I have another light on the other side.
I've got an entire mobile studio kit.
But like if I turn off like my garage light,
there's one I saw one on Amazon for it's like $250, and it comes with a green screen, all the frames, the clamps. It comes with two of the huge filtered lights, all the stands for everything. I was thinking about that, but it's $250 and it's
Well, if you're on a budget, honestly,
$70 on Wish.
How much?
$70 on Wish.
I'm gonna check
green
it out.
screen and lights.
Green screen, light, stand.
I'm gonna check it out.
All of it. You get 3 screens. You get a white screen, a black screen, and a green screen.
Okay.
They don't have a factory edge on them though, or a sewed edge.
Right. So you got to do it yourself.
Right. And if you get a heat source anywhere near it, you're going to get pinholes.
Okay.
So when you go to steam it to get the wrinkles out of it, don't get your steamer too close to it, or else you're going to burn little holes in it that's right there in the shape of that steamer. I've done it to mine.
What material is this? What is that?
Here's one for $10. You know what? Let me see. Hang on. Let me turn on my screen share.
Close your porn tabs.
No, I'm going to keep him up.
What?
Hey, I got a jet, man. I'll catch you guys later, all right?
All right,
brother.
take it
And just
easy.
remember, grab that D8 and roll damage.
You got it.
I got an 8. So right here, 0.
Yeah.
One, just the material itself for $10. Woven fabric, solid color green, photo backdrop studio.
Perfect.
You just get the material.
Is that Wish?
No, this is Amazon.
Oh, Amazon. Okay.
Here's one, a 9x15 one. It's for $33. Mine is only 6 feet, and I got it draped over because I got a small area. Here's one with studio lights and stuff for $100.
Huh.
You know, here's another one for
Click on that one with the studio lights, if you don't mind.
no, because I'm going to look at it too.
Yeah, that looks like the set that I have on my wish list, but it's like $250 on mine. Huh.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna have to check that shit out.
Minicam. If that's the case, I got some money for Christmas. I might put it towards that and give me this kit.
Just make sure you have a use for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the reason why I've been holding off on a green screen, because
Yeah.
I want to
See,
make sure it's going to be used.
I use like the My Homemade one. I use it. If you notice, like in a lot of my videos and stuff, I use it quite a bit, and I can just roll it off to the side. So I don't have to put it. I don't have to take it down. I can just roll it off, still park the car in and stuff.
Yeah. See, I got the same thing. See,
Let me see.
same thing, but it's $245. But I have the large. I have it selected to large.
Let me see. Yeah. Let me see what this is at.
See, but if I go to the smallest, small.
See, this is the 3-color backdrops.
See, the small is still $145 or $150.
You don't live in Canada, do you? No, you don't live in Canada.
No, I'm in US, brother.
Then why is mine cheaper?
Are you in Canada? No, right?
No, I live in Missouri.
Maybe it's the manufacturer. I gotta look. I'll look some more, but that's weird.
Yeah, I just typed in green screen. But yeah,
That's strange. Gundam sticker.
nice. Put that on your car.
Nah, she won't let me put it on the car, so I'm gonna put it on the computer. No stickers on the car.
Oh, I have Comic-Con a couple years ago. My wife bought a couple of those window decals, and one's of the TARDIS, and the other one is the says underneath it says, "My other right is the TARDIS." I'm like, yeah, my wife knows me too well.
It's funny. We're going through the 12th Doctor now because my wife watched the 13th, so she wanted to go back and watch, the other one. So we're finishing up the 12th now, and there's going to be a movie premiere of the first episode of the new season for the 13th Doctor. So we might go see that.
I thought about that, but I got to work on when it comes out. But I have John Boorman's autograph, Billy Piper's autograph,
Yeah.
and Arthur Duvall's autograph. Every time Karen Gillan was at Comic-Con one year. Let's see here. He's not opening the tab, hate. Sigh. Prime. No, I don't have Prime, hate.
I do. Yeah, Prime is the way to go, man. If you order anything more than once from Amazon, you should just go with Prime.
Yeah, see, as anything I get is over always 25, so, and I'm not in a hurry to get this stuff done.
I don't know. Ever since I got it, I'm like, I can't wait more than 3 days.
I just don't understand why this is cheaper for me. Is it the same set, I wonder?
I don't know. I'm gonna look. I'll look real quick and see, because it's weird to me.
Here, copy. I'll put it. Paste. I'm gonna put it the set name in the description. I mean, in the.
I found it. Yeah, it's like the third one down.
Same price as mine.
Yeah, it's $99.99.
Yeah. That's not bad. You get all that stuff, and it has 4-star review.
The screen doesn't look very big, but that's okay.
If you're doing like what I'm doing, you don't need it very big. But it's also 3 colors. You get your black.
Yeah, I see black, white, and green. Yeah. Huh. That might be worth to hold on to. Yeah. I'm gonna add this to my list.
And you get all those lights and the clamps.
Yeah.
And a bag to carry everything in.
Yep.
And a stand.
That's not a bad deal.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I deleted the other one.
But yeah.
So, how many games have you run so far successfully? How many campaigns?
First one fell apart because of the way we work and stuff. So this is basically my third. My first 2 fell apart because of work.
Okay.
So I started off with the starter set with some friends for work. Then we could never find the time.
Yeah.
My friend and the people and my WoW friends work, school, and stuff. So didn't really have the time. This one, so far successfully none. But this third one is we meet up about every 2 weeks.
Okay.
They play every week in another game. I'm like, well, I can do every other week because I don't have to get up early to take my kids to school and stuff. They're like, okay, we'll do every other week with you then. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, right now I'm telling my guys that I can do like once a month. Right now, just because everything that is going on with my life and my time with my family and stuff like that. We're going to be doing a lot of road trips and traveling and stuff as soon as I can. So I don't want to dedicate any major amount of time to running a game for people, like a weekly game, because then I'm not going to be reliable. So I was just like, we can do once a month, and that's probably the stretch for right now. I mean, but I did run a campaign that lasted over a year that they actually finished, and we played like probably we started off like every Saturday, and then it turned into like every other Saturday, but it ran pretty successfully, I gotta say. I was surprised. Normally they don't, usually somebody falls out or life gets in the way or whatever, but it ran pretty good, pretty long game.
Well, that is awesome. So how long have you been playing?
Since 1987.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 87 you've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
So 2nd edition.
No, I played the red box, so the 1st edition.
Okay.
When they turned it into a red box, because 1st edition was like the brown pamphlets.
Mm-hmm.
They had like the individual pamphlets for the game, the things. But I got it when it was like a red book. There was like 2 books. It was like the campaign book, and then the other book with all the rules. It was just a big red box with a dragon on the cover, classic picture. So yeah, I played from then on, and then we went through 2nd edition, and then AD&D, and then we went to 3, then we went to 3.5, tried 4.
Okay, so why did they do 3 and 3.5?
3 was a big jump from 2nd edition AD&D. It was like a huge jump. Like they were really Wizards of the Coast, took over, and they really wanted to market more. They wanted to get it out there more for people, and they wanted it more accessible for people, and they tried to simplify the rules from 2nd edition, because 2nd edition had a lot of rules, it had a lot of numbers, it had a lot of stats. Character sheets were like books almost, and they wanted to simplify it, and they did to a degree, and they also added the tactical element, so they added the miniatures and the maps, because up until that point it was all theater of the mind, and that gets complicated sometimes, when there's different people at the table who have different perspectives of what they're hearing from the DM. So they added the miniatures and stuff like that, which was cool. I personally enjoyed that, because I was a miniature player and I painted miniatures and stuff like that. So it was just easy transition for me. So they did that, and then 3.5 I think came out like a couple years after, because there were just a lot of inherent flaws in 3. It was a completely different system. They went from Thaco, like, to just hit dice and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So they changed a lot. So they realized they had to fix a lot of stuff. And 3.5 was supposed to do that. And to be honest, 3 wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. And 3.5 really just changed a few little things here and there. Like the multi-classing abilities and things like that. Like, it didn't really change too much. I know personally, like when I first started playing 3, I bought the player's handbook. This is everybody, you got to get the player's handbook. And like I felt like it was like not even a year later, and I bought the 3.5 book, and that's when I started dungeon mastering, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, get all the 3.5 stuff. And that's what I wound up doing. I wound up selecting Forgotten Realms because they had the Living Greyhawk as the main campaign for 3.5 and 3. But I was a fan of Forgotten Realms for a long time, and I went and picked up the main book, the campaign book, and I read through the whole book. Like, I don't know what it was, but I just read through the whole book, and everything that they had, I was like, you know what, this is perfect. There's so much work I don't have to do now as a GM. There's so much for the players to encounter. It's all right there, So that, that pushed me into getting all the other Forgotten Realms books. And I wound up picking them all up. I still have them. That's what I thought.
So, okay. So I started with the starter set for 5th edition, the very first one, Lost Mines. Did they have something like that for 3.5?
No.
Really?
No, they just came out with the books, the main books, and then they started creating modules after that.
What about 4th?
4th, I think there was a starter set for 4th. I think there was. Don't quote, but I think it came out after the main book. And they started printing small books. Like, they printed Player's Handbook, but it was like a small little...
Yeah, I see pictures of those.
Yeah, it's my buddy's got one still. It's just compressed and everything's smaller print and stuff like that. I don't remember if they made a box set. I thought they did. But I know, okay, so they created those games like the Wrath of Ashardalon, Ravenloft, and the Legend of Drizzt. Those 3 games, the 3 board games, those were mixed in 4th edition. And again, they created those games because Wizards was looking to reach out, get board gamers into Dungeons and Dragons. You know what I'm saying? Get more people into Dungeons and Dragons, which wasn't a terrible approach. I mean, they just weren't really into the marketing at the time. They didn't have strong marketing. I think in 5th they did a lot better. They're giving the reels away for free. When they first released 5th, because I remember I didn't read it for a while, but as soon as 5th came out, they had that PDF with the basic rules in it, and I downloaded it because it was free, right? Like, it was just one of those, here you go. And I was like, that's fucking cool as hell. Like, if you wanted to play, you could just download the character sheets because they had those for free too, and you download the basic rules, and off you went.
Yeah, that's actually what I did start off with, was the basic rules. And I just jumped the gun and bought the stuff. Oh, Cujo said something. Let's clarify, Zero. That T-Rex was dead. Transporting it off the island for money, of course. Unfortunately, it turned undead while below deck, eating all the crew members that didn't jump off.
See? That makes total sense.
It does.
Makes sense why there would be a T-Rex in a boat.
I didn't expect them to tie off the ship. I was planning on jumping out of the lower deck for a scare, and her sister came, but things got real quick. Nobody died that day because of the crazy move I talked to them about earlier, but I had, oh my, mommy, once I remember how low over the other characters was. See, I have not had a character death. Knock on wood. But
you're not doing something right, man.
I don't know. I kind of
gotta kill at least one player, man, so that the rest of them know you're in charge.
Well, yeah, like my guy.
I'm just kidding.
Well, like my players now, they're like, dude, don't fudge them. Don't fudge the dice or anything. Just let it roll.
Nah, I have to. I do it sometimes for the players.
What, honey? You want me to tuck you in?
And tell me it's
Here in a few, I will, okay? A little
Yeah.
critical.
I fudge it sometimes too. I mean, it's because I'm a hot roller, so I roll 20s like easy. And it doesn't matter what die I'm using. I just, for some reason, I hit 20s, and it's just like, yeah, not today.
Yeah. Well, it's like let me shut this door real fast. It's like my like I'll roll damage behind the screen now.
Yeah.
But I will roll the attack and stuff for the monster attack. I will roll in front of them.
So what do you keep? What do you keep a mystery from them? What is it you're keeping behind the screen aside from damage?
My notes and stuff.
Oh.
So, like I have a little composite book with my notes, monster minis, and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
I just started rolling in front of them because one of them thought something like I can't remember why. I think
it's funny.
maybe for fun.
I actually had someone, like, oh, how do we know you're not cheating? He's one of those guys, and I was like, I don't have to cheat, and it's not cheating. So I told people if I fudge these dice, it's because you guys, it's for you guys, and I was like, okay, we don't have to use the screen. I took the screen out for one whole session, and they were completely like, don't ever do that again. Because I roll hot, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
all right, watch me roll, you know what I'm saying? And here, you don't believe these dice? Let me use your dice, you know what I'm saying? It's like, there you go. You know what I'm saying? They had more criticals in that night against them than their entire campaign session. And we're talking like over a year. And they were just like, they were blown away. And my friend's like, oh, you're a devil. You're like the devil. I'm like, no, I just got hot hands. Don't call the hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no joke. It's
So, I mean, every once in a while, I don't do it all the time, but every once in a while when I feel like, you know what would be the purpose? What would be the outcome of this if people died right now? Like where would they get? What would they, you know what I mean? What would be the accomplishment? You know what I mean? So my goal is to tell a good story.
Put the board down, one hit. I was like, oh shit. And that's the TPK. The T-Rex again. Cujo says he rolls behind the screen. He needs to be able to fudge to help.
Yep.
I have done that sometimes. Like
just every once in a while, you just It's not swing
feeding here. I would kill like one of my players would be dead right now.
That's what I'm saying. Right, and that's the thing, right? It's not swing feeding, in my opinion. It's more like, hey, it's just like a hand, like, hey,
Yeah.
And that's what I tell them. I'm like, you want? I'll roll in front of you guys. I have no problem doing that. There you go. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, dude,
I have no problem.
Like, no, I just have hot hands. Like when we play miniature games that require me to roll dice, I roll hot. What it is, So every once in a while, it's fine. When you're doing it all the time,
either
you're not putting them in the right situation, or they're putting themselves in the wrong situation.
Oh, last session. Oh my gosh. Our last session all of us was hot. And we was just rolling in front of everybody. I'm like, Jiminy Christmas. It's like, I got a crit. They got a crit. I got another crit. They got another crit. It's like nonstop back and forth between. But
I mean, it happens. Those days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had players just have good days, and then I've had players have like terrible days, and they literally get rid of that set of. I've had people like literally throw out a set of dice, and like go buy a brand new set because they felt those dice were cursed or voodoo or something. I'm like, that's not.
I'll
science.
take them.
It's like that's not science, and you just threw out like $7 worth of dice. Like that's not science.
Yeah. Well, like I have all the. I got every single 5th edition starter set, so I have all the dice, and I was missing one, and it was time came up for our session. One of my players like, "Hey, is this your dice?" I looked at him like, "Yeah, that's from the Fenderland starter set." He goes, "Well, it rolls choppy." He wrote it. It rolled like a 3. I rolled it a couple times, 2 20s. I'm like, maybe it's just you.
Check this out.
Is that a bullet?
It's a die.
What?
It's a 6-sided die.
How the hell you rolled that?
You just roll it, man. It's got a little hex. It's got a little hex at the bottom, so that it'll stop. So you just roll it. It rolls and then it stops. I just rolled a 6.
Nice. Anyone play crit success? What do you mean by that?
Like exaggerating the damage and doing things like that for a crit. Yeah, I've done that.
Oh, I double the damage.
Well, I role play a crit too, especially if it's close to death. The monster will die.
On those how you want to do this moments.
Mm-hmm.
If the climax type, let's see, if it's a climax type, I may speak to everyone at the table. You want this in front. Be careful what you ask for. Yeah, I have done that.
I think at this point, like the people that I've chosen to be the players in my group are pretty aware of my honesty when it comes to the dice. So a lot of people don't question it anymore. So even when like climactic battles and stuff, there's no, like every once in a while I'll pull the card up and say, look, there's a 20. I rolled a 20. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever. Or I rolled a 1. You know what I'm saying? I'll do that. If I roll a 20 or a 1, I'll show them sometimes. But otherwise, because I mean, if you don't trust the GM or DM,
Then what's the point of playing?
yeah, you got a problem. You might as well leave. You should just excuse yourself and leave. And it's nothing personal. Like if someone doesn't trust me, it's like, all right, dude, I get it.
Yeah.
Peace out.
No, like
Don't stay here and make a sour face and ruin it for everybody. You know what I mean?
Hey, no, I've been wanting to try something like that, but I've never have.
I don't get what you're saying. What are you saying?
Okay. So he's saying like you
can
roll
put on a save.
roll a 20. Do you automatically count that as a success?
A save crit? I mean, yeah, okay. Yes and no. Most general saves, yes, I count that as an automatic success, right? Like you roll the 20. Because a lot of people think 20 is automatic for everything, and it's not. Not for saves. Because if you look at what saves are, like where there are some spells, there are some magics, there are some monsters that are so high level, there is no way a 20 will save. That's just, if you throw it at them, like if you throw a great worm at a 5th level group, there's no way they're going to make saves against that great worm. No way. No 20 is going to help them.
Cujo, no crit saves or skills.
What do you say, Cujo?
He says no crit saves or skills, so he doesn't use that.
Yeah, it's hard to see. And that's the thing. You really, when it's a low level thing, it's not a big deal because it's already whatever. 20 is a good number. But when you start doing that, that becomes an expected behavior all the time. And when they come across that thing that they should not be able to handle. See, one thing a lot of players I find don't understand, I explain this all the time. Just because you see it doesn't mean you're meant to kill it. People become murder hobos immediately. Oh, there's a dragon there. It's our turn to kill it. We're going to kill a dragon. Look, you might just be having an encounter. It doesn't mean you should throw everything at it that you have. You're only 7th level. That's a great dragon. It's just there for you to see, not for you to kill. If you're going to go into it, that's that what we were talking about earlier. Like I'm not going to fudge anything for you then because you're literally making the choice to kill your characters.
Yep.
So I mean that's fine. You have to.
Plus 7. It's only 27. Yeah, but if you got inspiration, though, well, I guess if inspiration, you get a re-roll.
Right. Yeah.
Roll
Exactly. If the difficulty is a 30 and you roll a 27, you didn't do it. That's just that. I mean, that's rare. There's not a lot of things with that kind of difficulty. I mean, you're putting that's an extreme difficult challenge. Like that's extreme, but that's something you should tell them too beforehand. Like, not say, hey, it's a 30, but say, hey, listen, this is extremely hard to do. I mean, we're talking, you would have to, all your stats together, people would have to assist, there has to be inspiration, there has to be proficiency bonuses. There's going to be a lot of things in play that would make it, you would barely make it with all that things in play. That's what you have to tell them so that they understand the gravity of the choice they're about to make. Because if you just throw them in a situation like, okay, you fall into a trap pit, difficulty 30 to get out of it, it's like, well, you're not really letting them get out of that. You're not, that was your goal, is to put them in a pit they couldn't get out of. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing too. A lot of players don't understand. Like, if the dungeon master puts you in a situation, doesn't mean you have to punch your way through it. Sometimes you have to think about other ways to get out of a situation. Like I said, you come across a party of orcs who don't have enough hit points. Doesn't mean because you're 10th level you can kill them. You might have to just negotiate your way out or completely avert them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the players, 9 times out of 10, they get that tunnel vision and they say, "Oh, you put that there so I can kill it." And that's then they become, like I said, murder hobos.
Or like if you put a trap in front of them, or a puzzle. Like I had a session with 2 of my players. They thought the 2 that was thinkers.
Mm-hmm.
I put the knock door in front of them. 2 hours of them. 2 hours of them trying to figure out this puzzle. But if you want a good time of just laughing at them at your party or something, let me know. I'll send you that puzzle.
What is it?
It's called the knock door.
Okay.
It is hilarious. I actually got it off of a video. I'll see if I can find the link to the video, and I'll send it to you. But yeah.
Yeah, the lock. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
a lock chest with a difficulty of 30. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, if you're putting that in there, the chest is just like a monster. If you put it in a room and you allow access to that room by the players, they're gonna want to open that chest. They're gonna assume that you put it there for them to open and take whatever's inside. They're also gonna assume that what's inside is extremely valuable. Now, if it's got a difficulty 30 to open that chest, there better be something valuable in that fucking chest. Like, there better be some hella magic or something in there for them to be risking that much. But I mean, does the chest have a trap in it? If not, then then they can just keep trying until they succeed, right? Like, or bash the chest until they get it open. But if it's got a trap or something like, or magical protections and things like that, then there's just something they may not be able to deal with. They may, want to, just you can pick it up and take it with you, but you can't open it. And they just may need to hire someone to do it. Someone, with more skills or, better at doing that. There's ways around these things, but again, if you're putting something in there, like say it's in a module, right? Like let's go with a module that's pre-written, it's already in the book. There's nothing you can do, but you can change it. But there's, you know what I mean? Like, it's just something there's a treasure chest in there. Oh, difficulty class 30. These guys are never going to be able to open this chest, right? You know that because you know their stats. You know everybody in the room. Because it's your DM, you know their character sheets. You know what they have. You know they're not going to be able to do it. So they're going to try, but you know they're going to try no matter what. Like, no matter how many times you tell them, listen, it doesn't matter how many 20s you roll, you're not going to open this chest. They're going to want to try.
They're going to try no matter what.
Right. They're going to try to figure out another solution. Oh, we'll smash it, or we'll take it to the fucking magical locksmith on the mountaintop and he'll open it for us. Okay. They can do that type of stuff. Or it could be one of those things in a module that's just not meant to be. It's just there for eye candy, for the treasure chest. Maybe we can come back to it later with a magical key that we're going to get from killing the crazy wizard. Things like that. There's always ways around it, but there's just challenges that some players aren't going to be able to accomplish. You just have to understand that that's beyond their level at that point.
Yeah. He says, yeah, like this lock is something you've never seen before. Seems ancient or made from some organic that you're afraid to touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I liked a video on that hammer back there, Zero.
Hammer.
On that. What a hammer.
I don't have a hammer. That's my camera. That there, that's my camera.
Oh, is that a?
It's my
You use
DSLR
a little
camera.
camcorder too?
Yeah, it's my camera. That's what I do my main videos with.
That's what I do too. I have like mine's this Samsung HDX 90 or something like that. That's kind of like that,
Yeah,
720, but it gets the job done.
this is a 1080p Panasonic Vivica.
Oh, nice.
Pretty nice. My buddy got it for me. Helped me out because he couldn't stand watching my videos because they were so grainy before. He's like, dude, I'm gonna get you a camera because that camera sucks. I was like, all right.
How was my last video? Was it grainy or
The unboxing? No, it wasn't. Not
on
too
the
bad.
books?
I didn't think it was bad,
Okay.
but I watched it on my phone, to be honest. So
Yeah, that's what I mainly think. What people watches a lot of the videos on it anymore is their phones and stuff. What's on the wall?
back there,
No, the blue thing behind you.
that's a Dreamcatcher.
No, up there, up by the Dreamcatcher. Looks like handled by Mickey Mouse. I'm guessing that.
That is my,
Oh, that's a lanyard.
my Star Wars Celebration 17 and 18 lanyard when I went to Star Wars Celebration.
I guess.
Got my 2 buttons on there for the 2 years that I went.
I'm guessing like it does kind of look like a hammer. I don't.
Thor's hammer.
Yeah. Well, compared to whatever is above it, it just goes straight up.
Yeah, I've got my wolf head, my wolf head lightsaber holder up there. And my buddy Joe printed for me.
Oh, nice.
It's the first one he printed. Then he sent me one in black, so that I could sand it down, primer it, and paint it. Because I want to paint it up and give it a nice, cool finish.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find some more tech videos for D&D and stuff, but
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of stuff you came across that I didn't know about. Honestly, it's partly my fault for not looking for the stuff. I kind of shy away from tech in D&D because it's too much tech. Is just, you know what I mean. Everybody winds up with one of these in front of them.
yeah,
And you don't know if they're looking at their character sheet or they're playing fucking, Pokemon Go or something. You know what I'm saying? It just gets running. What I can't stand, and I don't mind if you do that, if you can multitask. But if I'm telling you something, if I'm narrating, and then I say, okay, this is that, and then I look at you, and you're looking at me like a deer in headlights, it's like, okay, I threw you the ball. After telling you what was going to happen, I threw you the ball, and you dropped it because you were not paying attention. Now I got to repeat myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's
even at work, I would explain something to somebody and they're like, "Whoa, so does it this way." Okay, how long has so been here?
Right.
About a year. Okay, how long have I been here? Who has more experience? Do it this way; it will work.
Right. Yeah, it's all right. When it comes to the rules, I have one golden rule, and it's it's very. A lot of people don't like it, so they'll say it's cool, but then like 2 or 3 sessions in, they're gone, they leave, quit. But the main rule is I'm the rules. When it comes to the table, I'm the one that makes the rules. If there's a discrepancy with the rule, we can look at it later and we can correct the mistake. But at that table, I'm the final arbitrator of those rules.
Yep, and that's how it's supposed to be.
And if I have people arguing with me, questioning me, game's over, session's over. And I have done it. Done. Not even an hour in, it's like, all right, we're done. You know better. You know what's going on. You run the game. Because we're done. And then it changes. Oh, no. We're just saying. Okay, we don't need to sit here and argue because we don't have a lot of time. You know, most grown-ups don't have all night to play D&D. So the last thing I want to do is spend my fucking D&D night that I've prepared a week for arguing with your ass about a stupid-ass rule. That's just me.
Exactly. Let's see. Oh, what did you say? Crit, your lighting has been a little bright. Not sure if it's me. Also watching on my phone. Lighting is always hard to adjust. Okay, I'll take that more into. I'll try to do less with lighting. I don't think it was grainy. Okay. Sweet. So I'll just keep on using my for my product reviews and stuff. I'll just keep on using my camcorder then. But yeah, lighting's always been tough.
You see all my mess over there.
Dude,
that's not even all the mess. I'll do a private video for you guys, just for you guys.
Oh, that would be fun. I love my two groups because none of them know the rules, so there's no arguments. I am the law. You know, honestly, that's how it should be. The DM should have the final say so. Like, one of my players is a DM on his other stuff, and he pulled me off to the side. He goes, "Hey, how do you do things?" I'm like, "Well, way I do it is what I say goes. Then if we have a problem with it, we can talk after session.
Mm-hmm.
Then I might adjust the session or rewrite something that happened in the session based on our conversation."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, those things really, the most impactful thing is, let's say they kill something too fast, or they take something they weren't supposed to take, or they have access to something they shouldn't have access to. That's easily corrected, man. You just, you know what? Hey, my bad. You know, call it a mulligan, and that's it. You just have to deal with it. You know,
Yeah.
that's the bottom line. Here's what I've started doing too in my last group, my last Dungeons & Dragons group. What I would do is I'd find a player who's an extremely accurate, fast reader. And I'm not just talking a reader, someone who can comprehend, you know, because there's people who read really fast, but when you ask them what they read about, they're like, it's this, basically. You know, then there's people who read really slow, but they comprehend everything. That's me. I take my time reading, but I comprehend what I'm reading. So I find somebody who's really good at that, right? And they become my unofficial rules lawyer, right? So what I will do is I'll say, okay, you have this book, and this book. If something comes up, I will ask you to look in one of those books because I know where the rules are, right? Like I know as a DM, you don't have to know all the rules. You should just know where they are and where you can get access to them, right? So there's a rules clarification issue, especially with classes. Like everybody has a player's handbook, but everybody at the table, I guarantee you, will interpret it differently. So you find someone in that group you can trust that can read and comprehend what they're reading. You point to them, say, can you check that for me real quick? While we're doing all this other stuff, and it's not your turn, can you please check in the player's handbook, the fighter, what feats is he allowed? You know what I'm saying? Or what are the bonuses for a cleric, blah, blah, blah. And that person will, because they will know, they will become that guy for you. They'll become that right hand that, okay, boom, got it, here it is, this is where it is. And they'll be the arbitrator for you. And all the other players, whether they're arguing or not, it's okay, well, it's there. You just read it. We're done.
Yep, and
that's an issue. 9 times out of 10, it's like, look, this is what we're going to call it. If it's different after, we'll talk about it. But right now, to keep the game moving, I make the rules. That's it.
Yep, and both my players, they understand the rules and stuff. So if I'm not for sure about something on a DM, like the other DM, he goes, "Oh, this is how I would do it, but this is your game, so you do it how you want to do it."
See, even that right there, that's a passive-aggressive attack right there.
Yeah.
I've had people do that. I'm like, well, that's not how I do it. Okay, well, motherfucker, you're not doing it. So you can take a step.
Well, I asked for his advice on it.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that that's
Okay.
a passive aggressive move. People don't even realize it, but that's a move people do to be like, well, you do it your way, even though it's wrong. They do that thing where they look to the side like, okay, I guess that's just how you do it. Like, no, man, this is how I do it. Take your ass to the next road. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't play that shit.
Yeah,
That's why everybody knows when they start in my game. This is how I'm running the game. These are the rules that I'm using. I make the rules, and I decide on those rules in game. Don't like it? Step.
They asked me about using flanking. I told them at the beginning, no flanking. I do not allow it.
Okay.
Because,
is it in the game?
Huh?
Is it in the game?
It's a in 5e. It's one of those rules that you don't have to use.
Really?
Yep. You don't have to use the flanking rule.
I like it.
I don't understand it, so I decided until I can.
I'm a tactician, so for me, flanking is extremely valuable. Like playing airsoft, when you flank, that's it. Game's over for whoever's not paying attention.
Yeah,
that's an important move. You know what I mean? That's to me, that's a valuable thing. That's why I let players do it. Like especially rogues, that's their house. They live in the flanking house. If a rogue isn't getting those flank bonuses, he's not doing the best a rogue can do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's his small, tiny little window of, where the fighter, his window, all I got to do is swing. So I just got to swing away. The rogue's like, I could swing away because I'm a rogue. I'm fast.
So should I do it by class then?
No, just allow it. What's the worst you think will happen if you allow flanking?
Everybody gets advantage.
Okay. And
I guess that would work out in my favor too then.
Right. Now remember, 5 orcs against 2 players, there's flanking going to happen.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. When it comes to those types of actions and those types of abilities and rules, right? Rules. When a player tries to take advantage of it, right? Like says, I'm gonna the rogue, for a perfect example again, all I'm gonna do is get into that flanking position so I do the maximum backstab damage. All right, cool. Bet money. Just remember, you're one rogue. I have 1,000,000 rogues. You could go into a house full of rogues, and they're all going to get that same bonus. So players tend to, they try not to take advantage of those types of things because they realize monsters can do that shit too. And monsters don't mean monsters. That could be, like I said, a band of rogues who are all just as skilled as your rogue. They're like, nope, we're doing that flank too. That's our house too. we're getting those bonuses too. And then the player's gonna be like, damn, that shit sucks. So believe me, it's not gonna hurt your game at all.
Okay.
You as a GM just have to prepare those types of situations. Like again, you don't want to throw a band of rogues at them every single time, right? Like you don't want to punish people for being creative with their actions, but you want to express to them that those actions can be taken by other creatures as well. That's all.
Okay.
It's like a bartender hitting someone in the back of the head with a mug of ale. He's going to get advantage because he's behind them, right? Like, so that's a thing that they're going to learn, right? Like, okay, well, the bartender's in on the fight. Boom, he hits you with you take some maximum damage because he backstabbed you, technically, and he's a rogue. He's like 1 level in rogue. Boom. Like, damn, that's a pretty good bartender.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
let's see.
Whatever bonuses those characters get because of actual actions in the game, the monsters can get too.
Okay.
Some monsters do it even better. There's monsters like lurkers. There's monsters that if they're in their zone, forget about it. Like a wraith. Oh my god! If you have a wraith in a house with multiple floors, that is the most scariest monster in the monster manual.
Because the wraith can just go in between the floors like it's nothing, up and down.
Free action. They can go down one spot and come up another, and they drain life. So it's like, yo, that
was scary. I gotta keep that in mind. Oh man,
I've done it. People were like, what the fuck? Because people think linear. They think this is the linear plane that they're acting on. They don't
not thinking about going up or down.
Aberrations can actually go up and down or in and out of reality. Planar, what are those fissures, planar fissures? They can go in and out of reality. It's like, I'm here, now I'm over here, now I'm not here. That's some scary shit. So
Yeah, basically they can teleport everywhere, right?
So trust me when I tell you, giving your players the flanking bonus
Uh-huh.
it's just a little bit more. It's not going to change the game.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see.
Who's typing
Cujo
here?
says, my players all appreciate that I know most of the rules. I frequently tell them during the game, I don't know your character. I'm trying to remember everything else. I don't remember how that spell works. That's how I am.
Yep.
It is your job. Your job to know your character, to know your class, not mine.
No.
I have everything else. I got to
Now,
do.
mind you, it is the DM's job to know the general basics of each class.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that wholeheartedly. It is my job to know what the cleric's purpose is, their function in the group, and some of their abilities. But as levels go on and bonuses come and feats are chosen and skills and all this stuff, that is your job. And I've had an argument with a player, and the whole group actually stopped him and said, no, dude, he's told you from day one, you need to know your fucking character, and no one's going to tell you how to play your character and what your character should do. You should know that. And we were 10th level. I'm like, dude,
You should have known by then.
How do you not know what your character does? You're the only one that has that character. You have the book in front of you every time we sit here. You have all the rules at your disposal. Why are you looking at me like I should have told you could do something? Like that's outrageous. Like I have a million other things to worry about. And you're telling me I have to know your character too? Nah, you later.
Hit the road. Yeah, I can understand if he was like me. I'm a little slow. I'm not gonna lie. It takes a little bit longer for me to learn stuff. I gotta read like things over 2-3 times to understand it. I can understand if a player is like that. Like
I have players like that too, but I always tell them, read it again. Listen, and I don't mean to sound, like I don't mean to sound cold.
No, you're good, but
if that's your situation, you as an adult have to handle your situation. I can't do it for you. It's like me coming to your house and giving you your medication every day. I can't do that, right? Like so.
Exactly.
This is my problem. This is what I have to do to solve that problem. Get on that. Like,
I think one reason why I'm a little slow like that because I'm dyslexic.
That's rough, man. That's not easy.
So,
You're playing a game where you have to read a majority of the stuff you do.
Yeah, like that character sheet.
It's not easy.
I told you about the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that is freaking! I still need to do that video.
Yeah, specters can do the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Like ghosts, specters, most aberrations, they can go in and out of walls. They can attack from other sides of the wall. And players, it's such a fucking phenomenon watching their eyes, dude. Like watching them, their expressions when that type of stuff happens. They're like, holy shit balls. That simple encounter just became hella scary. It's like, for example, my players were on a boat. They were going down a river. They were on a boat. And
Did they have a T-Rex
with armor? A druid. There was a druid, a paladin, a dwarf, and they were attacked by a hydra. And it was a hydra, and they thought it was just like a serpent, like one, because it only showed one head at a time. And they were like, "Oh, we're going to attack it because it's there and it's obviously a monster." Okay, I'm not going to criticize that. They started attacking, and then the Hydra started attacking the boat and causing them to fall into the water. The fighters started realizing, "Oh, holy shit! I don't have swim. I can't. I got armor. I can't. I'm going to drown." That the encounter became that much more challenging and exciting for them because they were not just on the ground and the monster was coming at them with all their guns bare. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't murder hobo. They had to think outside the box and do other things to solve the problem because the monster, it wasn't just the monster that was a problem. So like I said, things like wraiths and stuff, man. You want to scare the pants off of them. That's all you got to do. Or I'd actually put like skeletons in suits of armor standing against the walls. How mansions have like suits of armor, classic suits. And they were triggered like once the party went past the row of suits, they opened up a door. The door was a magical trap. The trap was to awaken the skeletons. Once the skeletons stepped down off their pedestals, the players were like, "Oh, that shit could happen." Like there was no detect evil. There was nothing because there was nothing to detect. You know what I'm saying? They just walked in. Like, everything's good. No traps. No, the rogue checked for traps. Everything. Nothing.
Have you ever gave a goblin fireball?
No.
Oh my gosh, it is
I've
so.
never done it, but I know the goblin shamans can cast spells, and I know they can do it, but I've never really. I mean, goblins, they don't really last long. And a lot of times, my players are savvy, so as soon as they see a goblin shaman, it's like, that's the one, because they know he's gonna.
Oh, this goblin, he wasn't a shaman or nothing. I just had it where he just knew the spell. They're like, what happened? Fireball, motherfucker.
Fireballs usually change. That usually stops the clock. Right?
Yeah. Well, I told him I didn't put up against him, but after they talked to him and stuff, I showed him the little sheet I had. Showed him the look like that's fireball. I'm like, huh. But like but yeah.
Not bad, man. It's pretty slick.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's like changing monster stats. That's the best thing I love to do.
I like doing it once in a while. Like I said, I had a vampire in my last game. He was like a lord vampire lord, so he ruled the whole area. And even the townspeople they knew of him. They didn't go after him because he left people alive. Like he didn't, you know what I mean? It almost people when the players encountered him, they almost felt like, is he a good character? Like does he have good alignment? And I was like, no, he just has a lawful alignment. You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally, vampires are supposed to be this. I'm like, well, in the monster manual, that vampire is, but this vampire lord is different.
Yeah,
he's lawful neutral, and this is how he feels about the world, and you guys just happen to encounter them, And it turned out that they didn't fight him. He actually helped them do something, not because it was like, oh, it's the right thing to do, but it was like, look, clearly you need help, and what you're going to do is going to help me too. So the enemy of my enemy is my friend, kind of thing.
Yep.
But that he's still there, and that, anytime new players go into this realm, he's going to be there. And that's one of those things where, like I said, you change it up just a little bit, and it throws the players off. Their game is completely turned around. It's like, well, vampires are evil. We're supposed to kill them. Good dragons aren't always good, or good in the sense that you would like them to be. They're not always there to just, hey, I'll give you everything you need. I'll help you. You touch their treasures like key just as fast as another dragon would. I mean, like dragons are territorial, man. You're in their territory. They don't want you there. You're gone. That's it.
Like, what does he say? Dude, Hydra. That reminds me. A Hydra mini is coming out from D Cups in a couple months. That comes with heads removed. I plan on magnetizing them and having fun with chocolate. Oh, that would be so cool.
That'd be pretty cool, yeah. I've seen some. I have a couple Hydra figures. Actually, the best Hydra figure I have, because all of them I have are ugly, just not modeled well. The best Hydra model I have came from Michaels. It was one of those toys, those fantasy toys. And it's a purple, metallic purple Hydra with a silver belly. It's just ugly painted, but the model looks good. And I used it in D&D because it was like, they were at the level where they could fight 6 heads, and it worked out. I was gonna repaint it, but I was like, I didn't have enough time to repaint it, so I just threw it out there and it worked.
See, I've been using, if I don't have the mini, if I can print it up, I use the Pathfinder poems, and I bought the Beastry box, the first one.
Yeah,
dude, great for the money. $35, you get over 300. Oh my goodness! And
do they have bases? Those little things come with bases that are.
Yep, they come with like about 30 bases.
Okay.
But the quality of them and stuff, I have. I'll do another video on that, on how I store them and stuff. But like, I got a 3-inch binder with them within sheet protectors.
Where is that up at pre-order? Where's that Hydra at?
Yeah, no joke. Link it up. Oh, by the way, Cujo said he was going to order us each a Hydra too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he just didn't type it in.
Oh, okay, cool. Good job, Cujo.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Bringing the 2020 right for us, Cujo.
Appreciate you, my dude.
Dude, his sets though, oh my gosh.
No, dude, I definitely would like to get up there by him and just play a game. Like have him run a session for us up there.
Cujo, are you in Canada? I posted it in the Discord.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep, there it is in general chat. Oh, that is so sweet. Oh. Oh.
It doesn't have any arms or legs though.
It's a Hydra. They don't have arms and legs.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. That's cool though. It's a good looking Hydra.
Alabama. Mobile, Alabama, sir.
Where is he?
Alabama.
Cujo's in Alabama?
Yeah, he's same time zone as us.
Yeah, buddy.
Woohoo!
I'm gonna get down here. I'm gonna come play D&D at Cujo's house.
I say we should try to do it online whenever we can. Maybe just start off for one shot. I currently have an old metal Hydra for Warhammer Fantasy Dark Elves, I think.
Yeah, I think I have one of those too. Somewhere.
But
yeah, I have like I said, I got mine from Michael's, and it's just a big plastic, but it worked. It worked great. I was like,
yeah, see, like at Walmart, they have this 5-headed dragon instant burner. And I'm like, man, that would be perfect for Tiamat. And the base, perfect measurement. I thought about buying it, painting it.
how much was it?
Yeah.
How much was it?
$10.
Because Tiamat, I think you can get her still for like $60 or something like that. I was thinking about picking it up. Because I like the dragons. But
Really, $22 for a mini?
for the Hydra?
Yeah.
It depends on how big it is. If it's, because the dragons right now, the young dragons are about 14, 15 bucks.
But it's
on
also
mine, they're like 17, 18 shit. You know what I mean?
Pathfinders is some of their sizes I've noticed is different than D&D.
Yeah, well, the monsters are different too. So you got to really stretch it with a Pathfinder miniature.
But I guess you could put them on a different base or make a base for them if you need it bigger.
You could. You can get the bases that come with the D&D minis. There's a company that makes those. I know Wizards of the Coast sells them, but you can actually. There's another company. I think it's called Base Boss. They just sell boxes of bases and stuff like that, like blisters of bases, and you can get like whatever size you want. They have like I have the 40K Knights, and they're like huge oval bases, and you can get those types of bases.
Dude, these weekly chats we have like this, I learn a lot. And I hope like other people that watches them are learning some stuff too.
Better fucking learning. You better be listening and learning.
Because I'll go in to my channel, and the last let's see here. Let me go to my studio.
It's midnight now, so I don't know.
Is it really? Wow.
You wrap this up.
Yep. Like my last one, 23 views. Before that, D&D After Dark #1, 54 views.
It'll get there, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
If you stay consistent, if you just keep doing this on Fridays and you have different guests on or whatever, because people don't want to see my ass all the time. But if you keep doing it, it'll grow.
Yeah, like Rod, he came in tonight and stuff. Cujo. I really wanted to see that ship with Tiamat on it again, Cujo.
That's what the Discord's for. So whoever's watching, if you guys are on the Discord, join in, man. He'll put
links in the description
below, man. Just join in. Tell them Zero and Crit sent you.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night.
All right, man.
So
appreciate you.
Zero, thanks for joining me again.
Yes, sir.
It's an honor having you. Rod, thanks for coming in, joining. And Rivers, awesome. Thank you for joining in.
Yeah, guys.
On PD. And remember, if you're over 20, it's a critical.
Zero's
Thanks,
out.
guys.